Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls. Welcome back. It's been a while. It has been a while. It's been over a month. And welcome back. Today we have Crystal Palace versus Chelsea, doing a bit of a live stream / watch along of this game today. The 3 o'clock kickoffs should be some good games kicking off today at 3 o'clock. I just ran up the stairs because I was just checking something downstairs, but clearly I'm not as fit as I thought I was anymore, at least. Anyway, I do have the Formula 1 on, so if I seem a little distracted, I can only apologise, but it is quite exciting, the Singapore Grand Prix this weekend. But, like I say, Chelsea versus Crystal Palace, or Crystal Palace versus Chelsea, whichever way round you would like to call it, that is absolutely up to you. And I'm looking forward to it, I must say. I'm very much looking forward to today's game. Crystal Palace have been decent this season. I think you can't give them anything less, can't really give them anything more. And Chelsea, under their first game under their new manager in the Premier League. Obviously, we saw, well, a lot has happened since I last did that stream against Leeds United. A lot has happened. Obviously, with the sacking of Thomas Tuchel, I've turned 23. All of these weird and wonderful things that have gone on. But Graham Potter, first game in the Premier League with Chelsea, of course. Let's see how he sets up. He's without his beloved Cucurella today as well. Quickly looking at the teams, he is without his beloved Cucurella, which may, cause him to change his style and have a little bit of a different think about about the way that he sets this Chelsea side up. So there's lots to talk about, lots to speak about. We've got about, how far away are we? Let's have a look. It is, we're about 30 minutes, 28 minutes or so away from kickoff. An afternoon to Wiki, who's just joined. Of course, Arsenal just with a good 3-1 win against Spurs. At times it looked like maybe potentially that Spurs were going to be able to kick on and do the damage, really, and do the business. But I think they've kind of let themselves down. Looking at that early kickoff, it's finished 3-1, even though it says at the bottom of my screen 2-1. It has finished 3-1. And that red card, it seems a little bit harsh in my opinion. Maybe from a neutral perspective it looked a little bit harsh, but studs up. Emerson Royale's always going to cause themselves a few problems there, which, the referee's forced to make a decision there. And to be honest, from a Spurs perspective, it kind of killed the game. I don't like talking from a Spurs perspective, as you can see with all of this. But from a Spurs perspective and a neutral perspective, it did kind of kill the game. It was a free-flowing game at that point, and to be honest, it was a good game of football. Really looking forward to seeing how Arsenal and Spurs do carry on over the course of the season. Wiki says it could be a long afternoon for you guys, especially if Selhurst Park is up for it. Absolutely. Couldn't agree more. I think Chelsea are going to have a real task on their hands, as well. And with Potter coming in, he's still going to be trying to find his feet or, get his tactics right. All of those kind of things with those put in as well against Crystal Palace side that have masses and masses of supporters, a lot of people backing them. I think Chelsea could potentially struggle today, and I agree. Looking at it from the beginning, it looks like that Chelsea could be in for a long afternoon. But similarly, I also believe that Crystal Palace, if Chelsea get it right, Crystal Palace could be in for a very long afternoon this afternoon. Chelsea seem to be sort of starting to, well, not starting to, they are playing a different formation under their new manager. We're moving away from what it looks like on paper from the 3-4-3 of the Thomas Tuchel, previous old Antonio Conte era as well. And the way that it sets up is very interesting under Graham Potter. It's really, really interesting. And if you look back across Graham Potter as a manager of Brighton, if you look back across all of those, you can quite easily see that they set up as a 4-3-3. They name the players as a 4-3-3. But they set up with a 5 at the back. And the person who's been vital in that role has been Cucurella, who's been able to play at centre-half. He's been able to play at left mid, left back, wherever. But also, that wing-back on that left-hand side, it has been Trossard for Brighton, and he's been good. He's been able to be creative from a little bit further back. we'll see today. I doubt he will try and do that with Ben Chilwell. I don't think he's maybe as defensively sound as Cucurella is to play him as a centre-half. But we'll see today if he goes for it, and if Raheem Sterling therefore almost plays as a wing-back on that left-hand side. On the other hand, on the right-hand side, Reece James will still have the licence and the ability to go up and down that right-hand side, provided he is playing. I've seen initially the team, so I think he will be playing. I can't see why he wouldn't be. To be honest with you, I can't see why he wouldn't be. But in a moment, I've got Q2 of the Formula 1 on the screen for me, so I'm going to give ourselves 5 minutes. Let us know your score predictions and we'll continue chatting. And then once that's done off my screen, we'll have a look through. We'll have a look through these starting 11s and also the league table as well, because I feel like it's been such a long time with that international break, the really poor international break for England, that it feels like we feel a little bit disconnected, and it's going to be even worse and slightly weirder as well when it comes to the World Cup as well. And hopefully there's some good performances coming to that World Cup. Hopefully some of the England players can start to find some form before the World Cup and really give us a question. Oh, there's a bit of an unsafe release there from the Aston Martin boys. Your intensity and chances creation is still major issue. Surprised Zakaria hasn't gotten a game yet. I've totally forgot we had Dennis Zakaria. I'm not going to lie to you. I totally forgot we had him until you've mentioned him there. There's been so many rumours kicking around the rumour mill as well about Christopher Nkunku coming from RB Leipzig, and him coming over and him being maybe that creative strike force that we need to partner with Aubameyang and Havertz. Him coming in, potentially moving Mason Mount out of the team, and there's been a lot of talk at the moment of different things going on for Chelsea. Dennis Zakaria, he's a bit more defensive. I can see potentially the best thing for Chelsea with someone like a Zakaria with the Bundesliga tax, if you will, or the inconsistencies of the Bundesliga. Maybe Zakaria needs a little bit of time, and just to get him up to speed with Chelsea. I think we got him on loan, so hopefully not too much time that he needs, but we do need to give him a little bit of time. We need to find someone to take over from Jorginho. I think that is obvious, but we do need to potentially try and move this team forward, get a bit more of a youthful core, because at the moment you look at the players who play all the time for Chelsea, and of course we've just brought in Aubameyang to sort of as a quick fix for that striking problem, and hopefully we can see that today. But you look, Jorginho, he's slow, he's good on the ball, and he's composed. Whether he's composed at the right time is up for you guys and up for debate for you guys to decide. But we need to find someone who's going to fill in that role. Maybe someone who's 25, 26, who's going to be able to go, yes, we're able to rely on her. Is that where Ruben Loftus-Cheek comes into that? I don't know. Let me know your thoughts. But I just think Chelsea needs to move this core. And maybe under Graham Potter, this core might be eventually phased out. Of course, I'm not wishing we get rid of the likes of Thiago Silva or Koulibaly or anyone like that who's over 30. Aspilicueta as well. But what I do think we need to do is we need to start thinking about the future. Potentially, as we know that Graham Potter's got a 5-year contract with Chelsea, potentially it is there for Chelsea to think about the future, and maybe he'll start buying a few sort of more long-term project players as well. Afternoon to Batman, who has joined us as well, saying football is back. No, Mason Mount is one of our most creative, but I'd like to see him play in the central midfield position. Yeah, I don't think we get the best out of him at the moment. I think he needs to be, if we're going to play a 4-3-3, I think he needs to be in. So you'd have Jorginho as your sitter, or Kante as your sitter. I don't know if you put Kante as your sitter, but and then Kovacic alongside to drive the ball out, and then Mason Mount with a bit less responsibility, with a few more options to move around. We will, like I said, we will look through the teams. There is plenty of news to talk about coming into this game. We're about, what are we? We're 1 minute 30 away from Q2 finishing, and then I'll get it up on the screen for you. Yeah. and then we'll get ourselves firing on all cylinders. And I'm, like I say, looking forward to this game and just getting back into it. Really, getting back into watching the footy. It's been a little while for me to have sat down on the sofa and chatted to you guys. So thank you to those who do join us for today. I really do appreciate it. I really do. Hopefully we can have a good game today with some goals. If Mount can learn from Kovacic, it would be a big plus. It would be. I think that's what makes Kovacic stand heads and shoulders above at the moment. I think Kovacic, for me, is our best overall midfielder. You can play him in that single pivot and he'll do okay. You can play him further forward and he'll do okay. You play him in that sort of, driving from midfield role and he'll do fantastic. And I think that, for me, is the... what's the way to say it? That, for me, is the importance of Mateo Kovacic, is that he is, for me, the best midfielder out of them all, by a long shot. Let's see then. I'm just watching the F1, so let's see who gets through into Q3, and we'll get ourselves with the teams all lined up and ready to rumble as well. Should be a really, really interesting game, this one. Mount and Kovacic aren't even the same profile. He pressure resistant. Yeah, precisely. I think that's what Batman's meaning, Wiki, that he can learn a lot from Mateo Kovacic. And, with Batman saying there he'd prefer to see him in central midfield, I think if Mount can become that press proof, Kovacic isn't the greatest of passers of a football. And, there are different attributes and different assets that in particular Mason Mount does have, which are good. Wiki, you always have an agenda against Mason Mount anyway, so I shan't hear it. You always have that anyway. Yeah, let's have a look then. Let's get if my thingy loads, is it going to load for me? It's not going to load for me apparently. Right, let's have a look. So for scores, let's get ourselves all loaded up, ladies and gents, and get ourselves ready to rock and roll. Right, here we go. Let me swap screens for us then, ladies and gents, and let's have a look at the teams. Even better. You can see it straight away. Lovely stuff. Lovely jubbly. Right. Here we are. So, Chelsea versus Crystal Palace. Crystal Palace versus Chelsea. However you would like to phrase it. Here is the home team for today. Before we do that, I just need to, just out of my own curiosity, have a look at where Crystal Palace are in the league standings and what their form is coming into this. Because I think that, you can see there, they've had a little bit of a slow start in terms of the... in terms of their season. Obviously a game behind the vast majority of teams now. They were one of the teams who got cancelled as a result of the passing of Her Majesty the Queen. But as you can see, they're all the way down there, sitting currently on 6 points with 1 win, 3 draws and 2 losses. So by the looks of things, a hard team to beat, but maybe need to do a little bit more in front of goal. And of course, Chelsea have had that absolute mixed bag of a start to a season so far. Here we go. Crystal Palace then going to set up with a 4-3-3 in a very classic Crystal Palace style, as we've got Vincent Gaeta, who still annoys me. His first name isn't Ali, so he would be Alligator. He's going to start in goal for this afternoon. And then we've got Tyreek Mitchell, Mark Gehi, Joel Ward and Nathaniel Klein as the 4 at the back. Joel Ward starting as the captain. Mark Gehi, of course, playing against his former side, the side that he did leave a season or so ago, and has made a great headroad into this Crystal Palace side and really brought them into, probably the 21st century is probably the nicest way to say it. Anand's evening or afternoon to you. He says, how are you, Sam? It's been a long time. It most certainly has. I think the last time you were on, actually, Anand, I was about to start a stream, and then ironically I got a power cut midway through. So but good to have you back. I'm very well. I hope you are well as well, mate. And there is a new FPL league, which I've noticed that you aren't in. If you click, is it in my description? It is. It is in my description. So if you want to join that, Anand, that would be fantastic. Mish says we're top of the league. We're top of the league. Absolutely. Will you prefer putting ZH, Pulisic, or Loftus-Cheek on the field than having Mount on the field? Then that's a very good question. And anyone, like I say, FPL League is linked in my description, or the code is there for you. Anyway, let's move on to the midfield, and it is a very creative midfield. Looking at this, I like the look of this Crystal Palace team. I like the aggression. I like the the forward-thinking nature of this midfield. It looks really good, like it's going to be good going forward. Looks really exciting, I must say. So it's got Michael Olise looking like a left central midfielder. How that will play out, I don't know, with Eberechi Eze on the other side, and then Doucouré in the middle. So you've got Doucouré, who's going to boss that midfield, who I imagine will be the defensive one. Then you've got Olise and Eberechi Eze going to attack the Chelsea heart from wider areas. And then up front, you've got Wilfried Zaha, Jordan Ayew, and Odsonne Edouard. Wow, that looks attacking, that looks aggressive, and that could be a real problem causer for Chelsea. If they don't win that midfield battle, then Chelsea are done, because looking at the amount of creative and attacking players on the pitch for them, especially the likes of Eze and Wilf Zaha, they need no introduction. They look like they could really cause a problem. Would love to. Well, come on, join. And the code is 8KIOHK, for anyone wondering. Vieira versus Potter, it most certainly is, and he's doing bits. He most certainly, look at the way that is set up. I like that. I like the look of it. Even as a Chelsea fan, I'm liking the look of the way that team is set up, because it looks aggressive. It looks like it's going to be forward thinking, and the one question mark is, are they going to be a little bit exposed? Joe Ward's maybe a little bit slow. Mark Guéhi, therefore, is probably the most defensive of the players I can see there, or the most solid of the defenders I can see. So that's my only question, but we'll have to wait and see, won't we? We most certainly link it in the chat box. Yeah, I'll do that for you now. I shall do that for you now, and I expect you to be right at the top once again. Let's go over and let's have a look at the Chelsea lineup then for today, because this is what we've all come for. Playing in our lovely away kit, we have got Kepa making his first start this season. His first start this season as a lack of match fitness was the reason for... Can I share this now? How do I share this now? How do I share my league? Let me see if I can find it. I surely sent it to someone. I will find it. I will find it for you, and I will find it for you. Let's have a look then. So, like I mentioned, Kepa Arrizabalaga, he is going to be the person who is starting in goal today. Edouard Mendy, lack of match fitness, whatever that means, won't be starting. Sorry, I've just noticed, what on God's green earth have they put as the formation here? I'll tell you what, it looks like Graham Potter is completely confused SofaScore, because that does not look like a formation that I have ever seen in my life. Reece James, Thiago Silva and Wesley Fofana and Ben Chilwell start at the back. As I mentioned earlier, before we look through the teams, it's going to be interesting to see how this team lines up and configures itself. Wesley Fofana, I've not seen him in a Chelsea shirt this season. I've not had a chance to watch them for over a month. It is a weird formation. Mish is saying the same as me. It is a weird formation. I'm also watching the quali. I've got it on as well in the background. And then we've got Mateo Kovacic and Jorginho, as expected. And then apparently 2 further forward is going to be Raheem Sterling and Mason Mount. With 2 further forward in front of that is going to be Pierre-Emerick Aubameyang and Kai Havertz. Who knows? Who knows how we're going to set up? I think it will more be a 4-3-3. Mount a little bit further back, and the 3 up front will be Aubameyang and Havertz. That's what I'm thinking. That is what I'm thinking. But I can also see it being, as I mentioned earlier, that 3 at the back, Ben Chilwell, Wesley Fofana, Thiago Silva, then Raheem Sterling dropping in and being that Trossard role and moving himself up the field. That's what I'm expecting, more so than this crazy configuration of a team that we are seeing right now. Do let us know your score predictions then, guys, if you have seen these two teams. Both teams, like I say, look like they're going to be quite aggressive for today and look like they could cause each other some problems. And that's what we're looking for. That is what we are looking for. Right. Rightio. Evening to Joe's Fat, who says, Chelsea all the way. Afternoon to you. Hopefully you are doing well, my friends. And let us know your score prediction. Hamilton flowing his way to the front row. Hopefully we'll see that. It's a bit weird in Singapore. It's been absolutely chucking it down. Hopefully the weather is a bit better, though, in London for today. That would be almost ideal. Let me get this FPL code sorted out for you. Let me get this FPL code sorted. Where else do I have it? I have it scrolling across the bottom as well. I have it scrolling across the bottom. It's 8. It's this, but I don't know. It should be that. Oh. What is going on here? Right, it should be... I'm going to put it in the chat for us. It should be... Is it that? Or is it... Oh my god. I think it should be that for you, Anand. I've put it in on my watching account, if you will. It should be that, but I'm going to have to try and sign into fantasy football on here. Let's see if I can get myself logged in. If I can get myself logged in on Fantasy Premier League, I will share the code once again. But like I say, we're about 8 minutes away from kickoff here at this 3 o'clock kickoff. Let's see what Chelsea can do. Let's see what Crystal Palace can do. I'm excited for it. We've got 9 minutes as well of the F1 qualifying. Just want to see how that one goes down as well. Let us know your thoughts. Afternoon to Fraser, who is going with 1-0 to Chelsea. How many subscribers are you on now, Fraser? How many subscribers are you on now? You seem to be flying up at the moment, but I've not checked in a little while. Let's have a look at leagues on here. More. Can I find it? Does it do it on the app? Invite people to join this league. Is that because it's wrong? Is that the problem? It is the problem. I've found it, Anand. I've worked out the problem. It is wrong. That code is wrong. I'm an idiot. Don't blame me. Don't blame me. It wasn't me. So it's 8H KIOH. There we are. Right, let's copy the auto link and we will paste that there for us. There's the auto link for you. There we are. We've got it sorted. I knew we'd get it sorted at some point. Lovely jubbly. Lovely jubbly. Right. So, my score prediction for today. Having looked at that side, and it looks like, if I check my phone, it does look like more of a 4-3-3 or the typical Graham Potter way of playing. I do think that they might be a little bit exposed here, Crystal Palace. Like I say, I love the way that they've set up. I love the aggression. It looks good in that sense. And I like the fact that they aren't just going to sit back at home and try nick a point. They look like they're going to go for this today. I'm expecting goals. I'm expecting 3-2 to Chelsea is what I'm going to say. I still think there's going to be tactical problems for Chelsea. I think there's going to be a few problems, but definitely going to be a few more opportunities for them to get forward. I'm not sure if that code has come through, actually. I'm not going to lie. Jesus, Lewis Hamilton's just 153. How have you managed that, Lewis? How have you managed that? Let me change the code for you guys real quick. And let's have a look. Let's change it in the description. I haven't seen what Wiki's rambling on about with you, Mish. Is it Mish or is it Batman? It's Batman who's rambling with them. I'll have a look through what you guys are saying in a second once I've got this fantasy footy code all sorted out for us. Right, so it's 8HK. There we are. Now it's updated at the bottom as well, and it's also scrolling across the bottom of your screen as well for you. Also scrolling across the bottom of your screen. God, it's good to have the football back this afternoon. Mish is still here as well. Good, even better, even better. I might have to swap over in a second and go over to the football, but hopefully the F1 wraps itself up. Max Verstappen, 1.2 seconds down on Lewis Hamilton. Interesting. Lewis Hamilton's flying at the minute. Where's me Mercedes top when I need it? Where's me Mercedes top? Little bit of a plug then, ladies and gents, before we do get ourselves underway in about 4 minutes time. Do be sure to smash that like button for us. Do hit subscribe, all of that good stuff. We are still trying to get ourselves to 1,000. I've been doing this, nearly 2 years now, and I expected it to go a little bit better, but I'm not the most consistent with this kind of thing, which is a little bit annoying, so I do apologise to you guys. I really do apologise, as Charles Leclerc just goes fastest. Nice. And, no, Lewis goes fastest again. Jesus, this track is evolving. It's getting drier. It's getting quicker. Yellow flag in Sector 3 as well. God. And as well, if you aren't already, do be sure to go and follow me on Instagram and on TikTok. My Instagram, like my professional Instagram, is SRL Sport, and my TikTok is Sam Redgate-Large. We're nearly at 10,000 followers on TikTok, which would be absolutely monumental to hit, and that would be ace. Having the coffee and chilling, yeah, absolutely. The best thing for Saturday afternoon. Sit back, put a bet on if you're into that kind of thing, but of course be safe when you are betting. Don't take it too far. When the fun stops, stop, all of that kind of thing, and just sit back and enjoy the 3 o'clock kickoffs. I love watching them, love watching the scores come in. It used to be one of my favourite things that me and my brother used to do when we were younger. Oh my God, Max Verstappen nearly put it in the wall then. Used to be one of my favourite things that me and my brother used to do when we were younger was, sit and watch final score on a Saturday afternoon, watch all the scores come in, and a little bit of a roller coaster for us at those points. But should be exciting. I'm glad just to have the football back, if I'm honest with you. Last weekend was a real pain when there was obviously England losing to Italy, then drawing with Germany, then we had no F1, we had no football, and I'm sat there thinking, what am I supposed to do with myself? I started following F1, so when the football wasn't on, I could watch the F1, and it wasn't on. It wasn't on. Gutted Chelsea missed out on Gabriel Jesus. I don't think they really went for Jesus. It was just a bit of a last-minute attempt of, do you want to come here? No, all right, yeah. I think that was the main way. I'm not gonna lie. I don't really think it was much of a reason for them to go for it. Much of a reason. Rivals. We're doing 70% Spurs players again in combined 11s and writing off Partey. I mean, Thomas Partey, what a performance that was earlier. What a strike as well. Into that top corner. Couldn't have hit it better myself. As an expert footballer here, I couldn't have put that better in the top corner. Even if I had my hands to put it in the top corner, I don't think I could have hit it better. It was a lovely finish, wasn't it? A lovely, lovely finish. Right, guys, we are edging ever closer to the all-important 3 o'clock kickoff. So let's get ourselves nice and set up for us. Let's have a look then, ladies and gents. Let's have a look. Right. Players are just taking, I'm assuming they're doing a moment of silence because it is the first time that Chelsea have played since the passing of the Queen. So I imagine there will be maybe not a moment of silence, but a moment of remembrance, if that's the correct term, for Her Majesty the Queen. And then we will be underway as well. And that's just what they are doing right now, that moment of remembrance for Queen Elizabeth II. We've been through a lot of these, but like I say, Chelsea, Crystal Palace, both haven't played since the Queen passed away. What feels like a lifetime ago, it was the day before my birthday, actually, the 8th of September. I just keep flicking between because I'm quite nervous because Lewis Hamilton might be on for his first pole position and first front row start of the season over here, and we'll get to the football in a second. But I'm excited because this looks like, it's Fernando Alonso takes provisional pole. What is going on? This track evolution, the way that this track is changing. It's changing every second. Charles Leclerc goes on pole, and that's 1.3 seconds faster than Alonso. Oh my gosh, guys. This is phenomenal. Leclerc and Alonso, and then Hamilton. Wow, good stuff. Right. The Chelsea. Let's have a look. Let's get my stream timer all up. We are going to be ready in a second. Oh, they're just singing the national anthem, and then we will be underway. What do you think? Have you been hearing about the scandal? Yeah. I mean, it wouldn't surprise me if they've gone over. I've seen a lot of people saying if they have gone over, why should that affect Max? Why should Max lose points? And the reason Max should lose points is because he's benefited from them going over on the spending cap. That is simple. I don't think they should take it from last season. They should do it from this season because this season is still an active season. And to me, that makes more sense. It's an active season. If you deduct him, say, 30, 40, 50 points, he can still win. I feel like it is more out and out Lewis Hamilton fans who want that to happen. But no, not me personally. I just think we should just leave it as it is. Hopefully no clean sheet for Chelsea. Hopefully no clean sheet, Anand. What are you on about? Hopefully a clean sheet for Chelsea. That's what I'm hoping for. That is what I'm hoping for. Come on, referee, get this game started so I can just quickly switch over and see. Crofty's getting well loud from the other side of my thingy. There we are. We're underway for Chelsea. Let's see how they start themselves off. And we are underway for the first time in a little while. I'm going to have to keep switching between these at the moment and making sure that nothing happens. Let's see if Chelsea can get themselves over. As Lewis Hamilton goes third. Oh, well, there's the drama done. There is the drama done. Right, let's go back over to the Chelsea game. This is what we're here for. This is what we came for, to quote... Which song is that from? Baby, this is what you came for. Rihanna, isn't it? Yes, it is Rihanna. In case if anyone's wondering, that lovely rendition by me there was of Rihanna. But we are underway. We're about a minute in now. Let's see what Chelsea can do. Let me know your thoughts as well, guys. What are your thoughts on Chelsea's third kit? The fact it got leaked via FIFA, I think, is absolutely hilarious. The fact that apparently it's on the new FIFA 23 game, I don't know because I don't have it. But it got leaked because of that, and then Chelsea have had to do a promo because of it. I just find that it's absolutely gobsmacking, and it's absolutely mental. Kovacic rolls it out wide to Reece James. Still not totally sure on that little bit of pink in Reece James's hair at the moment. Calvin Harris featuring Rihanna. Anand knows his stuff. Reece James goes down the line there, looking for Kai Havertz. Good running behind by Kai Havertz, being closely marked here by Tyreek Mitchell. Pulls it back to Raheem Sterling, into Kovacic, back into Sterling. Good block there by Mark Gehi. Looked like a promising situation for Chelsea there. The ball moving nice and fast. Let's see how Chelsea set up when they are in defence, though, and let's see how they move in transition as well. I think under Graham Potter this will be the important thing. Are we setting up as a two at the back? It is, I say a two at the back, you know, with two centre halves or three centre halves. It is Thiago Silva who's at the minute on that left hand side, with Wesley Fofana as the right centre half as well. Super Max is super annoying. Yeah, I'm not the biggest of... Well, I don't like Christian Horner, and I think Christian Horner really makes it difficult for Max to have a good name. I think that is the difficulty. Brighton have scored already. Leandro Trossard. What a freaking legend. What a freaking legend. Leandro Trossard makes it 1-0. Already, Brighton full of confidence, even with losing their manager. Lukey Links will love that one. Lovely start to the game over there, and causing a few problems, most certainly, for Liverpool. That is a bit of a shame, though, for me, because I did I did captain Trent Alexander-Arnold in this week's in this week's FPL. I was thinking, if Trent comes on and does well. I've also got Luis Diaz as well. I know, I hate Luis Diaz, but he was the only player I could afford, and sometimes you've just got to take an L, and that's what I was doing there, taking a bit of an L. Just, dealing with it, we move. Fofana into Jorginho, who is the captain for today. Jorginho, the Brazilian-born Italian defensive midfielder. Ben Chilwell finds Jorginho again, who is, I think he's got his shirt tucked in because he looks, the way he picks up the ball there, it looked weirdly like Steven Gerrard, and I don't know what that means, but it does. Sometimes Kevin De Bruyne does, the way he holds himself as well, look like Gerrard. That's a lovely ball over the top. Well read, though, by Nathaniel Klein, a player who has played in the same team as Steven Gerrard at Liverpool all those seasons ago when he used to play under Brendan Rodgers. What a fall from grace it has been for Nathaniel Klein. It's been a difficult few seasons for Nathaniel Klein. He seems to have found his home, though, at Crystal Palace. Started to get himself a bit more game time after an injury spree, is the best way to say it, at Liverpool. It's been really difficult. Trent is captain after the way he's been moving. I just thought, bounce back. Trent as a captain was a bad choice. I know, I just thought, maybe he'd bounce back this weekend. But, Liverpool are a little bit on the ropes at the moment. A couple of sides struggling so far this season. One of them being Chelsea, who we are watching today, as Tyreek Mitchell gets a good foot in. Yeah, like I say, couple of teams struggling at the minute. United are a bit here, there and everywhere. Chelsea and Liverpool have been struggling. On the other hand, Brighton have been flying. That's why when I put a little bit of a bet on today, I didn't bet on Liverpool to win. I bet on over goals, because I was like, over a certain amount of goals, if you know what I mean. Because I thought, the way you look at this, I cannot call that Liverpool versus Brighton game. With this one, I'd like to back Chelsea, and I always will back my Chelsea team. But, with Liverpool, I just couldn't see it. I just couldn't see it being... we are talking about FA Cup. But he's been embarrassing and pathetic, not leadership material. Yeah, we are talking about it, but yeah, he's definitely not leadership material, even for my FPL. Thought he was captain in Liverpool today. No, his attitude's been really poor, hasn't it? It has been really poor at times for Trent Alexander-Arnold. Here's Reece James, just on the halfway line, into Thiago Silva. Here's Money Mace, out wide into Ben Chilwell. Back to Mason Mount, who rolls the ball over to Wesley Fofana, who's going to try and carry the ball forward into Kovacic, who gives the ball away, though, Mateo Kovacic. And Chelsea just give away a foul there. Mateo Kovacic was a little bit sloppy. Just a little bit sloppy there, Mateo Kovacic. And let's see if it's going to be a good start for Crystal Palace. 6 minutes on the clock, and we shall move ourselves on up the pitch from this free kick from Crystal Palace. Here's Elise, drops it back into Mark Gehi, into Tyreek Mitchell. Mitchell down the line, looking to lift that one forward. It's won back, though, by Wilfried Zaha, and there might be an opportunity to move the ball forward. It is Edouard into Ayew, whips it across the box! Oh my gosh. It's the same old Chelsea. It is the same old Chelsea. It's a good finish from Odsonne Edouard. And Chelsea are 1-0 down. Who is marking him? To quote Cal the Dragon, number 6, mark your man. And he didn't. Cal the Dragon was right. Thiago Silva didn't mark his man. The man runs in, and it's an easy finish there for Edouard. Thiago Silva's in no man's land. Wesley Fofana can't mark anyone. He's just ran straight past Wesley Fofana as well, and it's in the back of the net. And Chelsea are 1-0 down again already. It always happens, doesn't it? It always happens with Chelsea at the moment. It is awful. It is awful. Who gave the foul away? It was from a free kick way far back. I can't quite remember who gave it away. It was from Kovacic losing the ball. But Chelsea need to react better. Really poor from Chelsea. It's a good ball. Don't take anything away from the ball from Jordan Ayew. It's a great ball across the box. A dangerous ball across the box. Most certainly. But Chelsea's defending, that is poor. That is poor. Very, very poor from Chelsea Football Club. Very, very poor. And, that was the thing we were talking about with Chelsea was, they need to, They need to sort out the defending. And we were hoping that's what Mr. Potter, with his wizardry, would come in and do. But he's not done it so far, has he? He has not done it so far whatsoever. And it's an easy finish as well from Edouard at the back post. I do apologise. I'm just trying to type his name out. Edouard. There we are. And that was the 7th minute. Was it the 8th minute? We'll go 8th minute. Go on. We'll go 8th minute. It's classic Chelsea. It's Chelsea all over again. Oh, God. I'm already getting fed up of it's just the same. It's one opportunity, one good ball in, and it was easy finish. My wish has been granted. Palace score. Well, that was easy. It was maybe a ball from about 30 yards out on that right-hand side. Edouard just wanders in, drifts himself in, and it's an easy finish. It really is an easy finish. You just have to be there to sort of put it in the back of the net. Almost reminded me, actually, of the... Oh, my gosh, what a strike that was from the edge of the box. Kepa spills, and he's managed to get himself back to his feet, but only at the loss of another Chelsea corner. But it reminded me of the goal, I'm going to give myself PTSD, like I say, of Huddersfield, where they got, which Nottingham Forest got against Huddersfield in the playoff final. It was just a ball into a good area and do something with it. And that's what Edouard did. He just got his foot on it. And Chelsea looked shook. And like Wiki said earlier, this Selhurst Park crowd is right behind. I'm sure Oliver's loving it at the moment. I'm sure Fraser isn't. He's in the same boat as me at this current moment in time. As number 6 this time marks his man. As Thiago Silva puts the ball out for another corner ball. Almost 2-0 it was. It was so close. Afternoon to Brian as well, who's just joined us. Come on, Chelsea. Let's up it. There has been a red card in the Fulham game as well. Nathaniel Chalobah, formerly of Chelsea, has been sent off as... Oh, my gosh. That was so close to finding the back of the net again. Crystal Palace have the wind in their sails at the moment. They have the wind in their sails. Collins says, is Koulibaly playing? No, we are playing Thiago Silva and Wesley Fofana at the moment. It was a good save, actually, from Kepa. Had to get himself down nice and sharp there. Let me just update the bottom thing. Let's see if there's anyone else has scored. No, just Newcastle at the moment. Callum Wilson has got the goal at Fulham Road. Oh, my gosh. Chelsea once again. Let's see the reaction though. That was my criticism under Thomas Tuchel. Let's see the reaction. Yeah, Kepa did do well as it moved its way through. Must be a little bit behind you here, Wiki. Oh well. Kovacic into Fofana. Back into Kovacic. Lovely ball through. Here we go. Oh, Aubameyang, run! I thought, prime Aubameyang, I think he gets onto that. I just thought for a second. Nathaniel Chalobah gets himself sent off. God, not a good start for Chelsea boys, is it? Kovacic looks long there for Aubameyang, and that'll go out of play for a Crystal Palace goal kick. Oh, God, not the start Graham Potter will have wanted either. Really not the start Graham Potter will have wanted to his life in the Premier League with Chelsea. Let's see how out of his depth he is at Chelsea. I wonder if he is. Look, I know a lot of people have been full of praise for what Graham Potter did at Brighton, and I am as well. I'm another player who believes he did really well. Great dribbling again from Eze. He is running the show at the moment, Eberiche Eze. I'm a big fan of what he did at Brighton, but I think we're going to have another case of David Moyes at Manchester United. And I will happily be proven wrong on this, but I think we'll have another case of that because of the way that he's come into this. He's not had that step up. He's made a big jump. Sometimes it does work for people to make a big jump. But, like I say, I think it'll be another case of David Moyes at Manchester United, and I'm really hoping that it isn't. If you are enjoying, guys, do be sure to smash that like button for us and do hit subscribe as well if you are new to the Sam Redgate-Large channel. Let's get ourselves moving on upwards towards that wonderful 800 mark, which would be absolutely so fantastic. 4 people have already subscribed, so thank you to you guys as well. There will be some more content, football and Formula 1 content coming across the course of the month, so make sure you've turned on the notifications bell to never miss an upload. Here is Ben Chilwell. Job might be too big for Potter, and you're not a patient club and fan base. Well, I thought it might have changed, that we might be a bit more patient with in terms of Thomas Tuchel, but clearly not. The owner clearly just didn't see him in his plans, and maybe there was something to do with the Christopher Nkunku situation that's going on at the moment. Apparently we're rumoured to have already given him a medical or something like that, or we've been in talks with him to sign him in January, those kind of things. Really, really questionable stuff going on at Chelsea in terms of what's going on. Good feat, though, from Kai Havertz, the man who, of course, did score 2 goals against England in that 3-3 draw between the two sides in the Nations League as England finished rock bottom. 2 good goals, though, from Kai Havertz, to be fair. Had to be sharp, had to be alert, and the first one, what a finish that was. Bent right into that far corner. Kovacic into the feet of Aubameyang, who looks to clip that one round to Kai Havertz. Maybe that Havertz-Aubameyang style might start to work. That would be good. Anthony France says should have got Harry Potter instead. We could do with a bit of his. We could do a bit of his magic. F1 Prime says who assisted. The person who assisted was Jordan Ayew from a cross. Tuchel sacking was so random. It was Anand. It was unbelievably random. I must say I had to take a sit down. I was absolutely devastated. There's a photo of me because I went to Stamford Bridge. I had a Stamford Bridge tour on my birthday. My girlfriend got me it for Christmas, so we thought, oh, we'll do it for my birthday. And we're in Stamford Bridge, and there's a poster of Thomas Tuchel, and I'm stood there next to it like, just feeling sad. Just feeling sad is the best way to do it. It's the first half for the underdogs. It most certainly is, and Brighton have scored again. Oh, I should be watching Brighton. Should be watching Brighton as the ball's clipped forward there towards Ben Chilwell, who can only succeed in headering the ball upwards. Liverpool look on the ropes. I tell you what, if you think Chelsea look on the ropes at the moment, they definitely do. Holy Brighton beating Liverpool most certainly 2-0 for Brighton. Unbelievable stuff going on there. Leandro Trossard with the brace at Anfield. Core Jurgen Klopp. Are there going to be questions around him? Are there going to be questions? Great to have you all in here, though, ladies and gents, and thank you for joining us. Like I say, if you do enjoy, do consider hitting that subscribe button. You can always unsubscribe whenever you feel like it, even if it's at the end of the stream. Here's Wesley Fofana. Is he going to be able to drive us forward a little bit? Kovacic takes the ball away there. Rolls it out wide to Ben Chilwell. Chilwell rolls it back. Finds Thiago Silva. Silva into Raheem Sterling. I forgot Raheem Sterling's name there for a second. It just literally just disappeared from my brain. Not very good, is it? Not very good. This is glorious. Liverpool deserve this and more. Trossard again. Oh my God. I know I was thinking about putting in my FBL team. Nice reverse psychology there, Sam. Thank you. I'm in your code. Got the code right this time. Yeah, it is the one that's scrolling across the bottom, by the way, and we have. It's 8HKIOH. I was getting myself muddled up. Chelsea struggling to break in Palace final third. They're struggling to just get the ball in there and potentially keep the ball in the final third. I must say, I do agree with that one. Really struggling. If you are new and you want to join the FPL League as well, there's about 30, maybe 40 of us in it. Subscribers, people I know, all in there as well. So if you are an FPL player, the link is scrolling across the bottom. I say the link. The code is scrolling across the bottom, and it is also can be found in the description as well for you. Can be found in 2 places, and do let us know when you have joined. Love to get in. And I love to get you guys involved. A little bit of friendly competition, so every time it comes around this week, we can always sit and chat. Jorginho now rolls it into Ben Chilwell. Lovely turn there from Mason Mount into Kai Havertz. That's better football from Chelsea. Havertz takes it out onto that left-hand side, being marked closely by Joel Ward, who had come out. Thiago Silva. Jorginho into looking for Raheem Sterling, who'd made a bit of a run in behind there. And that is cleared up the field, easily defended as well. I've joined the league. Good stuff, Anand. I expect you to win it. Last weekend was boring with sport. It was boring because there was no real sport. There was no F1 and there was no football. That's why it was boring. 100%. 100% can agree with that one. Here's Sterling. Goes out wide to Reece James. Lovely chop inside to Kovacic. Kovacic back into Reece James. Oh, they've given the ball away here. Chelsea have given the ball away, but they've won it back at the edge of the box. Here's Kai Havertz. Can he use those fast feet of his? He clips the ball back in towards Mason Mount. Oh, on the head. And it's gone wide. A hard opportunity there. He didn't have too much time to react from it. It was good feet from and good persistency from Kai Havertz, who just clips the ball into the area, and maybe Mount should do better there. Completely unmarked in acres of space. He should do better than that. 50p head. 50p head. God. Head like a 50p. Absolutely. Thankfully, I had cricket to watch last weekend. Oh, well, you were loving it then, Anand, weren't you? And Frogate was still allowed to manage England too. Wiki loves having an agenda, don't you, Wiki? God, gotta love it. Gotta love it. If you haven't already as well, guys, let us know what your predictions are for the rest of this game. Let us know. I really like this Chelsea away kit. By the way, Sam, do you understand my extreme hatred of Southgate now? I don't get me wrong, I'm not like backtracking on what I've been saying, and I'm sure you can respect the way that I have been feeling about Southgate, but I can really, like when I saw it the other day, I can really start to understand everyone's how furious people have been getting. I can understand it from that perspective. It's just not good enough, and considering I'm in the position now where Chelsea aren't doing well as well, I want to go to the internationals and play nice football. That's what I want to be able to go and see. That's good feet from Sterling, who drifts into space. He's going to try and pull it back. He's played it behind Mason Mount though, and Kouyaté, I think it was, can get himself in the way. I've been saying it. Anand says, bye, got to go, have a great weekend. No worries, Anand. Thank you for stopping by, mate. Really do appreciate it. And I've been saying it since he came in. Every England fan was celebrating. I do think it has changed a lot over the last few weeks and last few months, and you know, whilst it's working, it's working fine, and I think that's the important part, is to take it as it comes and sort of, you know what I mean? You know, if it's working, why fix it if it's not broken? But now it is broken and it's not working. We need to be able to fix it, and we need to have that plan B. Or if, you know, like Ferrari strategists, Gareth Southgate seems to be giving them a good run for their money. But at least Ferrari have plans E to J, whereas Gareth Southgate only has plan A, let alone A to E. And if that fails, he doesn't really know where to go, does he? The ball is with Ben Chilwell on this left-hand side. Drop back into Mason Mount, who's come over to the left-hand side. He's been a bit more sort of, I was going to say fruitful down the left-hand side, but he's finding a bit more space. Good feet there from Fofana as he drove the ball out. Finding a bit more space down this left-hand side. Maybe that's a place that Chelsea should be attacking, rather than down the pace of Tyreek Mitchell and Mark Gehi on the left-hand side. Maybe they should be looking to exploit maybe the older, more mature players who maybe don't quite have the pace. That's a good ball though from Aubameyang, who looked to find Mount, but Joe Ward, just as I say that, curse of the commentator, manages to nick the ball off Mason Mount. Here is Eze, who is looking good. Elise even, who is looking good. Eze as well on that left-hand side at the moment has been looking absolutely fantastic. Absolutely fantastic at the moment. It is really... It looks exciting. It just does look exciting, and I don't mean to blow the trumpet of the opposition, but it looks so so exciting if you're a Crystal Palace fan, man. It looks so exciting the way that he's setting them up. I understand that, you know, maybe there's a ceiling like Leeds United and like Brentford maybe have a ceiling on the way that they play or played previously. I think we saw that last season with Leeds. But, you know, it's exciting, and when it works, it definitely does work. And for the opening 20 minutes or so, it has worked very nicely for them. Hit Chelsea well on the counter-attack following that free kick as well. Kovacic into Sterling. Good feet there. Into Havertz. Goes to Reece James to Sterling. Sterling! Oh my gosh! Sterling shot once. It was saved by Gator. And then, like the animal he is, Gator gets back up and makes the second save. A great double save there from the Spaniard in goal. Ali Gator. Of course, that's not his name, but I wish it was. And Sterling could have poked that one through. It might not have even been a second save, actually. Sterling just... it was a first block from Joel Ward, and then it was a second save. He had to be sharp, though, the keeper, who had full-on committed. I don't know quite how they've managed to get themselves a goal kick or swindled themselves a goal kick off that one. I'm not going to lie to you. They've managed to swindle themselves a goal kick. But we move. As Ben Chilwell goes down there. It's interesting to see, as I get my foot caught there, it's interesting to see where Ben Chilwell will feature in this Chelsea side when Cucurella is back from illness, is what it told me in the top corner, back from illness. Because I think... I don't know how it's going to play out, because of course you've got to remember this is Thomas Tuchel's team. That was a lot of T's. But this is his team rather than Graham Potter's, and there's only a certain way that you can set him up. Like Sterling, for me, why would you play him as a wing back? He did that in the Champions League and it didn't really work. He scored a goal, yeah, but he didn't come from that. I think if you're going to do that, you play Cucurella as that left centre back and play Ben Chilwell on that left hand side as the left wing back. But then, how do you fit in all the attacking talent? That is the question. Afternoon to Shah. I have not said that in so long. Shah Hernandez. I have not said that in so long. Sorry, I used your full name. But afternoon to you, Shah. I hope you're doing well. Hope you are doing well. That was good timing, actually, because I don't think we have a moderator in here anymore. Don't think we've had one in the whole time, to be fair. Fraser came in for a little bit. Jordan Ayew. I might have to get some more. Wiki might have to be a moderator. He seems to be in here the most. Oh my god, that's pulled back to the edge of the box towards Eze. And that's just dragged wide there. Really dragged wide by the 24-year-old. He does look good, doesn't he? In year 11 now. Best of luck. Best of luck for your GCSEs this year, Shah. Knowing you, I won't see you until the end of the season. So, best of luck for your GCSEs and your mocks. Good stuff, though, mate. Good stuff. Great to see you. Hope you're doing well. Hope you are doing well. Edouard's feet are crazy. To be honest, there's a lot of good feet on display at the moment. God, I sound like I'm looking at someone's OnlyFans. But there are a lot of good passages of play. But that being said, Vincent Gator in goal. I think that's his name. I've completely baffled myself because I keep calling him Alligator in goal. Just spanners one there. It fell to a Chelsea player. Afternoon to Curved as well, who is saying oh my god. Potter taking time to bed in. There we are. I don't know why I struggled with that so much. Yeah, it looks like he is. It definitely looks like he is Curved. Really taking some time to bed in. God, my mouth. That was really, really struggling. Oh, Huddersfield have just conceded as well. Even worse for me. Colin said, how many shots on target do Chelsea have? Very good question, Collins. Let me have a look for you. Let me have a look. Stats. Total shots, big chances missed for Chelsea, 1. 0 shots on target at the moment. Collins, 0 shots on target. some surprising results at the moment. Yes, most definitely. We'll have to see how Chelsea and Liverpool book their ideas up in this second half. If you haven't already, guys, do be sure to smash that like button and do hit subscribe as well if you are new. I say second half. We are still into the first half, and 27 minutes on the clock. The goal coming early on from Edouard from a lovely ball in by Jordan Ayew. Nearly said Andre Ayew there. But yes, the ball coming from Jordan Ayew. It was very, very simple. Cal the Dragon would not have been pleased with number 6, Thiago Silva, who just drifted into space. So did Fofana. Edouard wandered in, and easy tap in at that back post for Edouard, who put it right into the top corner beyond any doubt. Beyond any doubt for me. And nice, easy finish as well. This midfield of Crystal Palace is so exciting. There's so much creativity coming through from it. Imagine if Patrick Vieira set England up like this. Imagine if we got Patrick Vieira for England and we were set up like this. Kane through the middle, Sterling and Saka left and right. Then you've got, imagine having like Grealish and Sancho as your other two midfielders, or Grealish and Maddison. Someone like that. That would be unbelievable. And then just have Declan Rice holding and sweeping. That. Oh my God. Sorry, I've just created a new fantasy for myself. Peggy 18. Oh, good feet there, going down the towards the byline there from Elise, who looks to cut that one back. The 20-year-old, good feet, managed to get himself into a load of space. He's really working hard, and the interchangeability as well really helps. Of like Jordan Ayew there, he knew where he wanted to go, knew where Elise wanted to go, and then knew that when Elise went that he would have to maybe be a bit more reserved in that sense. Can't wait for the derby tomorrow. Yes, another big derby tomorrow. I'm surprised they did 2 big derbies in a weekend. You know what the Premier League are like for milking and trying to get people's money. But that's a lovely body feint from, really lovely body feint from Michael Elise, which ended up winning them the corner in the first place. Oh, Ben Chilwell's giving the ball away. Ayew nicks it off him. Thiago Silva, number 6, marked his man this time. And Thiago Silva gets his body in the way. Spurs haven't beaten Arsenal away in 12 years. Jesus. As an Arsenal fan, I'm supporting Man United tomorrow. That doesn't surprise me, to be fair, Mish. Does not surprise me. At the moment, Arsenal and Manchester City look like the 2 to beat. They do look like the 2 to beat, with Liverpool floundering a little bit. Chelsea, as you can see by the scoreline, well, as the scoreline suggests, also floundering a little bit. And, yeah, interesting. I'm supporting City tomorrow. United fans need to be humbled. I still think City are going to win. I still think... to be fair, I don't think United fans have been overly that bad at the minute. For United fans. Nowhere near what Liverpool fans get like when they say it's our year every year when they win 3 games in a row. But yeah. That corner from Crystal Palace there, very disappointing. Kepa easily able to carry it, and then just as he went to set Chelsea away there, he was bodied by a couple of players who just got their bodies in the way and just knocked him down. It was Hudson-Odoi who has been booked so far. Thiago Silva looks to switch that one out towards Reece James. Lovely ball by the Brazilian into Kovacic, who tries to roll it forwards for Kai Havertz. Maybe a little bit of a lack of game fitnessy there from... Fitnessy? What? Fitness. Why did I say fitnessy? What does that even mean? A lack of game fitness for Mateo Kovacic, who of course hasn't played too many minutes this season for Chelsea, returning from injury earlier on in this season. Klopp's cycle is over. Simple as he left after 7 years at Dortmund too. Ooh, who knows? Seems a little bit convenient there as Thiago Silva's managed to get himself a yellow card there. Fell over on the ball and... and he handballed it. And the Crystal Palace players are appealing here that he should be sent off. And if he has handballed it, as they seem to be suggesting, I would be inclined to say that yes, Chelsea might be down to 10 men if this goes to VAR. Thiago Silva gets shoved in the back and then handles it. To be honest, it could have been a foul. It definitely could have been a foul from Jordan Ayew, and I think it might be, if I'm honest with you. I think it might be initially. If he were to be sent off, I think they'd give that as a foul rather than sending him off, because I cannot see a way that would be given as a foul. Don't get me wrong, Thiago Silva shouldn't have tried to grab it with his hand, but I personally think he's shoved him in the back anyway. He's put two hands on his back. Foul initially, but he's definitely handled that. Yeah, that's the thing. I think if it goes... The thing is, if it goes to VAR, is that a foul? And they're checking it now for VAR for denial of a goal-scoring opportunity. And I'm not sure it is, you know. I'm not sure it's a denial of a clear goal-scoring opportunity. Why they've just zoomed into Thiago Silva's blunder, I will never know. I don't know why they're looking to see if he's handballed it as well. We know he's handballed it. If you're going to look for it, you also need to then look at that foul. Because if he gets sent off for that, no red card, VAR have just said. But if he got sent off for that, I think that would be massively, massively unfair, because I think it's a foul initially. I think it would have been a foul initially. But Crystal Palace still remonstrating with the referee, but there's nothing more that they can do now. It wasn't a clear goal scoring opportunity. Ben Chilwell had plenty of time and space. The ball was going out to the corner flag, so it definitely wasn't, you know, it definitely wasn't a clear goal scoring opportunity. I think Chilwell would have got himself over. Potter will get a lovely payout. He will at this rate, I tell you what. 2 games in, we've conceded 2 goals and only scored once. That's not what you're looking for. Not quite the manager boom that you expect. Here we go then. Crystal Palace on the free kick. I believe it's Eberechi Eze over the ball. It's clipped in, headed clear though by Mason Mount as far as Nathaniel Klein, who's given the ball away himself and hoofed back clear up the field once again. Jordan Ayew gets the ball down, defended well again by Mason Mount there. Elise tries to wriggle a little bit of room, and Mount's just deemed to have fouled Elise on that occasion. Bit of a silly foul there, really, if I must be honest. Back to goal. He's not moving anywhere. He's he's at the halfway line as well. So a little bit of a silly foul. I'm not sure Mason Mount needed to make that one there, and you know, that'll all be totted up by the referee, who will be keeping a keen eye on that as well. Jorginho into the feet of Aubameyang, who's been quiet so far. Good feet though from Eze as the ball's won back, and it's a lovely run by Eberechi Eze. He's got 3 in support. He goes out wide to Wilf Zaha. Cuts back again, and Reece James easily gets the ball off him. And to really rub salt in the wounds, Wilfried Zaha was offside anyway. Good play down that left-hand side, though. Good play down that left-hand side again from... I'm not sure. I think that might have been a foul, you know, from Mark Gehi. I think that might have been a foul. I'm not sure where Aubameyang is expected. And the referee, the linesman, even gives it as a foul. And the referee didn't. So I'm not sure whether the ref expected Aubameyang to go when Mark Gehi came through his back. But, you know, I'm not the one who's getting paid to do that. So each to their own, each to their own. If it had resulted in a goal, it had definitely been looked at. That it would have definitely have been looked at. I can tell you that right now. Thiago Silva is going to drive the ball forward for Chelsea. Goes long, looking for Raheem Sterling. Fabulous ball over the top, and Sterling looks to pull one back, and that will be a Chelsea corner. 36 minutes on the clock. If you have missed the opening goal, it did come from Odson Edouard. The Frenchman did really, really well. Just wandered in behind Wesley Fofana and Thiago Silva with a great ball in from Jordan Ayew to put Crystal Palace 1-0 up. Let's have a look then from the corner. Money Mace has gone out to take this corner. Can Chelsea get themselves back level just before half-time? It is Mason Mount who rolls it to Aubameyang to the edge of the box. It falls to Thiago Silva and it comes away. Oh, it looks so good. It was well worked. Something from the training ground there. That was so infuriating. That looked like it was going to work really well there. Pulled to the edge of the box from Aubameyang, but he just hit it wrong. Lovely switch over towards... It might fall for Aubameyang this time! Come on! Lovely finish from Aubameyang. It was a switch from Reece James, and it was Thiago Silva, of all players, was still making his way back. Flicked it on to the Gabonese striker, who brought it down, shot on the turn, and fires it into the back of the net, and fires Chelsea level. It's a beautiful ball from Reece James, I believe it is, to find Thiago Silva, who was always going to win that header, and what a finish that is from Pierre-Emerick Aubameyang. That is what Chelsea have been missing over the last season, a keen eye like that. What a finish, Pierre-Emerick Aubameyang. It is a great finish on the turn, driven into the floor, hard for Gator to save, couldn't have done much more. A great goal from Chelsea Football Club, and it's Crystal Palace 1, Chelsea 1. That is better from Chelsea. Much, much better. It's a really, really smart finish from Aubameyang, and just as I said, it looked like something from the training ground on the corner. That was expert. That looked like a training session for them there. It really did. Lovely finish. I am very pleased to see Aubameyang start in the Premier League quickly there. Managed 13 in 24 for Barcelona last season, Aubameyang, and he's got himself his first in a Chelsea shirt in the Premier League. Lovely stuff, and just what Chelsea and all Chelsea fans needed. Even if I'm not watching the match, I still hope for Chelsea. Exactly, Collins. That's what you're supposed to do. Exactly. And great to have you in here as well. Great to have you in here as well, mate. Do be sure as well, if you are enjoying, there is a... I nearly said Brighton player there. Crystal Palace player down, injured. What was I saying? Yes, do be sure, just whilst we wait for the play to resume following that goal, that if you haven't already, do be sure to smash that like button for us, guys, and do hit subscribe as well. We do have a like goal. The like goal is, as always on this one, 15. What are we on? We're on 16. So let's go. Oh my God, we're on 758. Thank you to everyone who has subscribed as well. So let's go and let's get ourselves to... We'll go for 25 likes, guys. 25 likes. I'm sure there's 10 of you who can spare a like, or 9 of you who can spare a like. But what a good goal that was from Chelsea. Thiago Silva rises up brilliantly, and then it's all about the finish from Aubameyang. Shot on the turn, knows exactly what he's doing, exactly where he's placing it, and that's in the back of the net. Lovely, lovely stuff. Lovely stuff. Oh, God. That's how quickly... That's a bit of a sliding door moment you've just witnessed there. I don't know who's gone down here. Nathaniel Klein's gone down. So Klein has gone down holding something. I don't know whether it's from the challenge with Thiago Silva and where he's jumped up and potentially landed a little bit funny. The former England international, and of course Crystal Palace right back. He might have landed a bit funny on his leg here, but there's quite a lot of concern. There's a stretcher out, and yeah, it does not look like Nathaniel Klein will be taking any further part in this game. Let's just watch it again then. Reece James with an excellent ball over the top. Thiago Silva, is it the landing? Oh, it might just be that landing, you know. It definitely looks like that landing on his ankle. It definitely looks like that landing on his ankle, and that's a sad way to go out. They've just said as well it was his 400th appearance. But that is, I tell you what, that is unfortunate for Nathaniel Klein. It looks like he might have just rolled his ankle as he landed, as he challenged Thiago Silva there. Thiago Silva stood over looking very concerned and offering well wishes for Nathaniel Klein, and that's all we can do. Hopefully it isn't as serious as it looks at this current moment in time. I don't think there was much that Thiago Silva did or could do any differently, really. It's just, you know, you've jumped up in the air and, you know, you've both got to land some way, and if one of them catches the other one and knocks them slightly off, then it can make your landing a little bit more difficult, and that's what it looks like has happened for Nathaniel Clyne here, and he has been stretchered off the pitch. Really, really sad to see a player's day end like this. Of course, we are edging towards the half-time now anyway, so it will be a substitution, I have no doubts, but I'm sure it won't make too much. I imagine what will happen is Joe Ward will move back over to that right-hand side, and it looks like James Tompkins as well is coming on for... it's 3-0 Newcastle. When did that happen? When did that happen? Jesus wept. Who scored the second one? Miggy Almiron scored in the 33rd minute. It's 3-0 to Newcastle. Totally missed that one. But yes, James Tompkins is going to be coming on for Crystal Palace, so they are the first team to make one of those 5 substitutions that we do have to offer at the moment for teams. Really, really sad to see that go out that way. But Chelsea, importantly from a Chelsea perspective, are back level, and that's just what we needed. Just what we needed. It's a great finish from Aubameyang as well. A beautiful finish from Aubameyang. And Patrick Vieira's just got himself in the book as well. He's got himself booked there for remonstrating with the referee. I imagine it's to do with the Thiago Silva incident and the fact that he's still on the pitch and then played a vital role in that goal for Chelsea. I imagine that is what Patrick Vieira is talking about, because it can only be that from that. You can't moan at Thiago Silva for the injury. There was not much that he really could have done differently in terms of jumping. They just both collided in mid-air, as what happens most of the time anyway. If you jump up next to someone, you're bound to nudge them slightly, and that's what's happened. Good play from Chelsea though straight away to get themselves back on the front foot. We're going to have a few minutes of added time here, I imagine. The goal went in 38, so I imagine we've got 5 minutes of added time, or 4 at least, at the end of this first half. Nearly 6 minutes just stoppage, the commentators have just said as well. But yeah, proper sliding door moment there. Thiago Silva gets sent off. Where are Chelsea? That is the question. But like I say, I'm not sure. I think it's a foul initially from Jordan Ayew when Thiago Silva actually handballs it. So here's Aubameyang, who's going to find Havertz, who tries to look for a little nutmeg on Mark Gehi. Mount tries to nick it back. He tries to get his way through. And Joe Ward passes it back to Gator. And that'll be an indirect free kick. You don't see many of these at professional football now. You do not see many of these. Mason Mount does really well. It might be a handball in there, you know. Might be a handball in there. And Mason Mount appealed for the indirect free kick. And Chelsea have got one. So this is going to be a weird one. The Crystal Palace captain for today, Joe Ward, has given away an indirect free kick. So let's see how Chelsea decide to use this. There's a lot of conversation here between Mason Mount, Kai Havertz, Aubameyang, Reece James, all of the players that you want in and around that area. I'm not sure I've really seen anyone score from one of these before, but let's see how it happens. Let's see what Chelsea can do. Of course, you've got to line up as many men. We need some more girls in here. Too many men. All the many men are going to be on the line here. Just trying to block something, because Gator's going to be struggling. You've got to make sure as well when you set up this wall that, number one, you don't obstruct Gator, but also, like in terms of vision, but also you don't obstruct him in terms of position as well. There is a little bit of room at that front post. Let's see what they can do. It is Mason Mount. Oh, and he puts it into the side netting. He had to do something. Didn't he? And unfortunately, it wasn't that. It is actually 2-1 to Brighton as well now. Roberto Firmino managed to get himself Liverpool 1 back into this game. About the same minute as well. As so it's probably through all the excitement that I saw of Chelsea, which is probably why I missed the goals going on in the other games. But that was a weird one, wasn't it? That was most certainly a weird one. You don't see many of those in modern football. indirect free kicks from a pass back, or a back pass, whatever you want to say, as Jorginho fouls Andre Ayew there. Andre, damn it, Jordan Ayew there. I've put it in my head now. I'm gonna keep saying it. I think that's gonna be the problem for this afternoon now. He gets it the first time, nicks the ball off, loses his balance, and then just a blind spot. Just caught him in the blind spot there, Jordan Ayew has. He's not seen him come in, just nicked the ball away. Up to Chelsea, says Collins, absolutely. Hopefully they can defend this free kick and this cross a bit better than they defended from the first cross earlier on, which resulted in that Odsonne Edouard opener. It is Michael Elise who's going to whip that one in, and that's a good punch there from Kepa Arrizabalaga. And, might have undersold the ball there, but Eze's won it, and he's decided to take a shot on there from about 40 yards out. And I'm not a betting man, but, you know, I would have put a tenner on him not to have scored from that kind of range, particularly when you've got two players closing you down. It is very much a 1 in a million shot, and it has gone behind for a Chelsea goal kick. Half time at Bournemouth Brentford, still 0-0 in that one. We do have 6 minutes of added time, so this will take us into, if I can do the maths, it'll take us into the 51st minute. Maybe a little bit longer because of that indirect free kick which Chelsea received following the back pass from Joel Ward. Elise, nearly undersold his centre-back there, Mark Gehi. Really nearly undersold him, but fortunately Gehi was switched on and knew the pass was coming because Sterling was looking to pounce. Reece James nicks it back, rolls it into Havertz. Havertz, good feet. Here is Kai Havertz drifting into space. Havertz! Oh, he puts it wide. Oh, Kai, why couldn't you do what you did against England the other day? Kai Havertz, he was wandering into the space. There was loads of room. There was a Crystal Palace player down. He maybe should have continued running. He maybe should have gone a bit further. He took it on his left. It was a good run, but it should be better there. Should be better there. Go Chelsea, says Collins. I know. We need something. We do need something. It's Decore who's gone down. There was a challenge on him from Kai Havertz initially anyway, but Decore decided to stay down. I'm sure there would have been a few demonstrations and crosswords with the referee had that gone in the back of the net from Kai Havertz there. It was a good run though. Good run, trying to keep it positive as possible for Chelsea at this current moment in time. Needs to be positive as well. Oh, that's a poor ball, though, from Thiago Silva, trying to scoop it back down the line. He eventually gets the ball cleared, and Havertz is going to try put a little bit of a press on Mark Gehi, who rolls it back to Gator, who might have given that one away, but calm and composed there from Ebrarichi Eze. Good feet from Joel Ward, of all people, into Michael Elise, and that's played off and out for a throw-in. 30 seconds left of the mandated minimum 6 minutes of added time. And then what we will do is we'll go for a bit of a half-time game. That's what we will do. Go for a little bit of a half-time game, as we do have a couple of our little quizzy things, which we do have up here. Let's see what Chelsea can do. Can they get themselves ahead? I doubt it. We don't have long left of this first half. Here goes Tyreek Mitchell up the left-hand side, being closely marked by Kovacic. Eze, and the ref has decided to blow the whistle there. So that is half-time, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls. Half-time, Chelsea 1, Crystal Palace 1, or Crystal Palace 1, Chelsea 1. A good start for Crystal Palace. A very good start for Crystal Palace that hasn't really been matched by Chelsea. Chelsea have got themselves in the game, though, in this second half, thanks to a lovely, smart finish from Pierre-Emerick Aubameyang following that opening goal from Odsonne Edouard. But still, Chelsea are going to have to fight back in the second half. If they're going to have to win it, they're going to have come from behind to do so. We do have a new subscriber as well to Soup a Zone, so thank you to you for subscribing as well. It did just pop up for me. I don't know if I can do the pop-up thing. It never actually makes the noise. Oh, there we are. It did this time. Woohoo. But there we are. A new subscriber. So thanks to those guys who have subscribed. Right. So if you are new around here, we like to do a bit of a halftime game. You're going to have to excuse me just a second as I try and grab the Top Trumps quiz that we do have. It is a excellent game. But we do have a bit of a halftime game. Of course, we can talk about the football. But I prefer to do that whilst we've got the football on, because it's always changing. Look, we looked at that first half. Chelsea weren't good enough first 20 minutes. They weren't good enough. Crystal Palace, we knew they were going to be aggressive. They were aggressive. They got themselves the goal. And as we've said a couple of times, that it's taken a little bit of time just for them to sort of make their way into this Graham Potter era. But you know, they've got themselves a goal. It was a fantastic goal as well. And for me, so far, man of the match, unfortunately, it doesn't fall to Chelsea, but it would fall to Eberechi Eze. I think that would be it. But we are going to do a bit of a halftime quiz. We are going to do a bit of a halftime quiz. I'm trying to decide whether we do the Top Trumps quiz or whether we do... my back just tightened up. Whether we do the halftime quiz or whether we do a Top Trumps quiz as well. What we might do is we might do Guess the Player, and then I can play along with you guys, which is obviously for me a little bit more fun. Right, we'll swap over screens and let's have a Guess the Player game. That sounds fun to me. England quiz, and we will start the quiz. We'll do it on semi-professional. Right. Intermission screen. Here we are. So, if you guys don't know this, you basically get the career of a footballer, and you've got to try and guess who it is. Hopefully you guys can see that. I'm just going to check on my phone. Yeah, it looks like you can see that. Should be able to see that pretty decent. So, for this first player, we'll get you guys nice and warmed up for it then. For this first player, they are an Atletico Madrid player who started their youth career at Atletico Madrid and then got promoted to the first team and now plays for Manchester United. They've never scored a goal, which of course would link you to the fact that it would be a goalkeeper, and considering there is 2 letters followed by 3 letters, it's got to be David De Gea. David De Gea is the first goalkeeper. So if you do know them, just shout them out from the back. Do shout them out from the back. Right, let's have a look at this one. Now, this looks very, very confusing if you do ask me. So, I don't even know who that first team is. Germinal Beerschot, Willem Tilburg, AZ Alkmaar, Fulham, Tottenham Hotspur, and Guangzhou RF. And looking at that, I think I know who this is. I do think I know who this is. Obviously, Premier League related player. I do think I know who this one is. I believe this is Dembele. Moussa Dembele, who widely regarded actually by quite a few people that he is one of the best players. I think he's quite highly rated among his... I don't know how to say it best. He's highly rated among his colleagues, but maybe not so highly rated at the clubs he was at in terms of with the fan base. He's one of those who people look at after and go, oh yeah, he was good. He was good. We'll maybe do 5 or so of these. Let's see if you guys are going to join in with us. Huddersfield Town. Oh God, this is embarrassing if I don't know this one. Which is really, really annoying because I don't think I can think of anyone. Not a German national. Oh, I think I know where it might be. I think I might know who this is now, you know? Yes! Christoph Schindler, if I can spell his name right. Schindler. Don't know if any of you remember, but he used to play for Huddersfield Town when they were in the Premier League. Obviously, left in 2021, according to that stat. But a very, very solid centre-half. A really good centre-half. Maybe should have ended up getting a better move from Huddersfield Town than to Nuremberg. But who knows? Huddersfield Town, of course. If you are a Chelsea fan and you are watching, you will remember that Huddersfield Town did stop Chelsea from... Was it stopping Chelsea from getting the Champions League one year? We ended up winning the Europa League the next season anyway, so didn't really affect Chelsea too much, if I'm honest with you. Didn't really affect them. This one... Oh, these are easy. I think these are too easy. I think I've gone too easy on this one. Aston Villa, Everton, PSG, Everton. That is Idrissa Gana Gueye. Could have got that one from Everton, PSG, to be honest. I'm not sure there's too many players who've moved that way. I also know this one just from looking at it straight away. A Portuguese national who played for Sporting Lisbon, has never scored a goal, Wolverhampton Wanderers and AS Roma. If you do know, guys, like I say, get in the chat and let us know. The football will be back underway shortly, but that is Rui Patricio. Right, there we right, we will move over and we're going to take a quick look at SofaScore whilst you guys are being particularly quiet at the moment. We'll have a look at the stats and we'll maybe have a little bit of a chat about the game thus far, because let's get the chat, get the player ratings and such up. Oh, I think that's really harsh actually, that player rating I've just seen. Intermission screen. Here we go. Here we go, ladies and gents. Right. So these are the player ratings so far. Jordan Ayew with that assist gets himself a good player rating. He's been decent so far for Crystal Palace. Eberici Eze, I would have maybe put him a little bit higher. Just going off like feeling, I would have maybe put him at 7.2, 7.3. I think he's been a bit better than a 6.9 so far. It's been interesting the way that they've set up and that ball carrying ability. Decore's been quiet and he's not really had to do too much defensively. But then you saw when he went down and when he was injured out of the way, you saw how much room there was without Decore. And I think that sums up some of the defensive midfielders at times, is that you don't notice them. And then when they're not there, you're like, oh, why is there such a big gap? And it's because that player is filling in that spot. They might not always win the ball, they might not always take the ball, but an important part of the role is filling space, and that's what Decore has been doing pretty well so far in this game. Tyreek Mitchell, Mark Gahey and Joel Ward, like I said, have been pretty quiet. Joel Ward giving away that silly back pass earlier on. Wilfried Zaha as well has been quite quiet. Odsonne Edouard, of course, with the goal. Let's have a look then at the Chelsea match ratings so far, and let's see who they've put as their best players so far. And looking at it, it looks like Thiago Silva has been the man who has got himself a 7.4 match rating. A little bit strange, of course. He has had the assist, and he has been, well, the storylines have been falling around Thiago Silva at the moment, but overall, I wouldn't say he's played badly. I wouldn't say he's maybe been the best player on the pitch overall, Thiago Silva. Aubameyang with a lovely finish got himself up to 7.3. Easy way to get yourself some extra points, isn't it? Or extra match rating if you're a goal scorer. And yeah, that is the easiest way to get yourself some extra match points. Right, let's have a look. Let's see where the stats are. They are... Where are they? Where are the stats on this page? I do not know. Let's scroll. Scrolling. We're scrolling. There's the bench. There's Edouard Mendy. Ah, here we are. Now we're here where we need to be. 73% possession. Man, I did not know Chelsea had that much possession. I did not think it was that much of a whitewash, to be honest, in terms of possession. 73% to, of course, 27%, the opposite number, if you will. I'm quite surprised at that. It doesn't feel like Chelsea have had 73% possession, but I think that's maybe because so far Crystal Palace have been doing more with the ball, and you can see that actually by the total shots on target. They've had 5 shots on target, and considering Chelsea have had 3 extra shots on target, you wouldn't expect them to have had such, differing possessions that you'd expect one to be much bigger than the other. And it's just not the case so far. 3 corner kicks for Crystal Palace, 1 for Chelsea at the moment. Both have missed a big chance, and Chelsea have hit the woodwork as well. I can't remember what that was. hit the woodwork? Was it outside of the post from Raheem Sterling, potentially counting there? But as you can see, it has been pretty much dominated by Chelsea in terms of possession at the moment. And well, Brighton, look at that, 16 points at the beginning of this season. 16 points. What a start to the season they've made with Graham Potter, and of course under their new manager as well, taking a 2-0 lead. It is now 2-1 though. It is now 2-1. Let us know, guys, if you are in the chat and you're thinking, oh, what is this weird northern lad rambling on about? Then do be sure as well to get in the chat and let us know your thoughts and your feelings, and let us know what you're thinking and your score prediction for the second half as well, importantly. Let me just take a quick gander, make sure I've got everything up to date on the bottom of the screens for us. Let's see if it updates. There we are. Liverpool and Brighton has just kicked off for the second half. So has Southampton and Everton. They have both kicked off as well. Even better. Even better. So second half is not long away. Like I say, it will be a little bit of a later start in comparison to the other 3 o'clock kickoffs, with us having an extra bit of time. Still at half time, so I'm going to sit back, relax, and hopefully enjoy the football, as Southampton have just scored. As I say that, Southampton have just scored to make it 1-0. It is Joe Aribo who has opened the scoring there. Joe Aribo has opened the scoring for Southampton. Maybe that'll kick a little bit of life into Southampton versus Everton, that was still 0-0 right at the beginning of this half. Still 0-0, one of the 2 games not to have a goal. But Joe Aribo, formerly of Rangers, has opened the scoring for Southampton. A Southampton side that has looked really good, I must say. It has looked good at times. That comeback, which we watched on the channel earlier on. Oh, I didn't mean to do that. Which we watched on the channel earlier on this season, was really the peak of Southampton's football, and it was a really good comeback against Leicester City. A really, really good comeback. Just waiting for the football to get ourselves back underway here. It would be exciting and nice if we could get ourselves back underway pretty pronto, please, and not have to sit around for too much longer. We've just hit 760 subscribers, so thank you to everyone who has subscribed at the moment. Thank you to everyone who has subscribed, and thank you to those who have liked as well. The like goal is 25, so if you could get us up to 25, we are currently on 21, so if you could do that for us, that would be absolutely fantastic. But let's just go back to Chelsea so far, and what are the real takeaways from this first half? Well, the big one is that, you know, they've shown a little bit of fight, and I think the reaction was a bit better than it was when we went 1-0 down against Leeds. And that's what I was moaning about under the Thomas Tuchel era. Don't get me wrong, I didn't want him sacked, but that is what I was moaning about in the Thomas Tuchel era, was that reaction when we went 1 goal down, and it was better today. It wasn't perfect, don't get me wrong, it wasn't perfect, but it was better, and they kept themselves in the game. They didn't try and kick everyone like they did against Leeds. They didn't try that whatsoever. It's 1-1 now. Everton have just equalised. Wow, what a quick turnaround in that game. So there we are. 2 goals very, very fast in that game. Crikey, jeez. Wow. Very quick turnaround. Very quick turnaround. Strange old season this one so far, Sam. I could not agree with you more, Curved. I could not agree with you more. The players, the Crystal Palace players at least, are just coming out onto the pitch. Ooh, I'm not... You know, I quite like the Crystal Palace kit. I hate to say it, but I quite like the Crystal Palace kit. It actually looks really nice. I kind of like... It's a little bit of a fresh take on a classic kit, if you will, with those like almost like scribbles going down it. It could have gone really wrong and not looked nice whatsoever, but I think it does look nice. Chelsea have been out and they've been waiting for them, so we shall be underway in a second once everyone gets into their positions. Seem to be taking the time here, Crystal Palace. Maybe a little bit of mind games for Crystal Palace to play with Chelsea. Does look like it. Does look that way at the moment. And there we are, underway for the second half here at Selhurst Park. Obviously, Chelsea and Crystal Palace at the moment tied score at 1-1 with goals coming from the two strikers of Odsonne Edouard and Pierre-Emerick Aubameyang. Both good finishes from them. Havertz looking for Kovacic there, looking to start nice and early here. Chelsea, good feet by Eberechi Eze. He looks very calm and composed on the ball, but spanned the pass a little bit and nearly played Mark Gahey into trouble, has he? Yes, he has. James Tompkins has played Mark Gahey badly into trouble there, and it will be a Chelsea corner nice and early on in this second half here. Can Chelsea get their noses in front? I was just saying how good Eberechi Eze looked on the ball, and the rest of the Crystal Palace players decided to not look so good on the ball as that corner gets whipped in there by Ben Chilwell and headed clear. It's 2-1 Everton. What is going on in Southampton? Carl, I should not have sung their praises. Should not have sung their praises whatsoever, I must say. There might be the opportunity for a counter-attack. Thank you, Curves. I can turn the input volume down slightly, so hopefully that is a little bit better for you. Thank you for that, Curved. Timo Werner's been subbed off. God, what more could you want? What more could you want? Obviously in the Leipzig game, not in this game. 2-1, who scored? Dwight McNeil scored. Connor Cody's scored. What an exciting start to that second half it has been in Southampton. What an exciting start that has been. Unbelievable. Unbelievable start. That is... wow. 3 goals really fast. If anyone had over 2.5 goals on your betting slip today, you've not done too badly there, because that one's come in nice and quick for you. You've been a little bit worried at half-time, wouldn't you? Would have been a little bit worried, but... let's see what Crystal Palace can do then. Can they spark a bit of a reaction here? Wilfried Zaha looks like he's just getting a little bit rattled here by Reece James. He looks like he's spitting his dummy out. It's classic Wilfried Zaha. He looks like he's getting annoyed. He looks like he is having the Chelsea players get in his head. But here is Eze into Wilfried Zaha. Zaha gives... oh, poor touch there from Wilfried Zaha, and Reece James gets his body in the way. And has Reece James given away a foul there? I'm not sure he has, you know. I think the ball might have already gone out, so it might be a Chelsea throw-in. But Wilfried Zaha, he either... this is very typical of the Ivory Coast winger, is that he either... it's 2-2 Liverpool-Brighton. He either reacts really well and, you know, people rattle him up and he gets annoyed and, you know, it goes really well for him, or, and this is the important thing, it goes really badly for him and he just ghosts the entire game, and it's one or the other, and there's no in between for him. There is no in between for him. He's either absolutely on it when he gets riled up, or he's completely nowhere near it. Havertz looking to head one forward. Aubameyang flicks it into Havertz again. Good play there between the two strikers. Here is Aubameyang once again. Havertz comes out onto this right hand side, drops it back into Reece James, who spreads it towards Wesley Fofana. Thiago Silva picks up the ball, drops it in to Wesley Fofana, who's going to move into a little bit of space. Looks to roll that one forward, looking for Mateo Kovacic, but well defended there by... oh, Kepa's come a long, long way there. He was sharp and on it, and he's played the ball down the line as well to Kai Havertz. Very well played. A little bit worried, I'm sure you can tell by my reaction. Here's Kovacic going down that right-hand side, and he looked to pull one in there, and it bounced off a Crystal Palace player and gone out of play for a throw-in. But Good sweeping there from Kepa Arrizabalaga. Very good sweeping. Jorginho nicks the ball high up, but the bounce there just falls to Mark Gehi, and they're able to clear as far as Wilfried Zaha. When Firmino is more clinical than Diaz, that would not surprise me. Who actually scored for him? It's Firmino again. Firmino's on fire this season so far, really stepping up for Liverpool. Here is the Decore into Eze. Zaha out on this left-hand side. Back into Decore. Good feet from Decore, who drops it into Eze. Need to move it a little bit faster, Crystal Palace, if they looking to hope to break down this Chelsea team, as Eze nearly gives the ball away from a half-decent press there from Kai Havertz. Now Sterling puts the press on, and James Tompkins manages just about to keep the ball away from the Chelsea defenders. Mitchell looks to roll that one forward, and he's just misjudged that pass there, and Wesley Fofana easily able to sweep. He's had a good game so far, Wesley Fofana, not really put too much wrong other than that poor defending for the first goal. I will say he was very much what's the word? At fault, that's the word I'm looking for. As Kepa nearly gives the ball away there to Wilfried Zaha, and it's somehow just about worked to fall to Kai Havertz there, who's been fouled, and then Jordan Ayew boots the ball away. So Ayew might get himself in the book there for absolutely no reason whatsoever. I'm not sure who the referee has just booked. Has he just booked Mason Mount for... it was a challenge from earlier on, as Elise was kept grabbing his shirt. Elise and Mount there just grabbing each other's shirt, and it was actually a very well played advantage there from the referee. Maybe should have been a yellow card, but maybe should have been a yellow card both ways. Glad the sound is much better for you. Curve, thank you very much. Ball knocks long there, looking for the run of Mason Mount, who of course needs to be careful now that he is on a yellow card. Bit of a needless yellow card. Jorginho tries to pull back Elise, but he's got plenty of space to gallop into. Goes past Thiago Silva, and Jorginho just manages to get back in. He was just held up enough there, and has Kai Havertz given away a foul there? Apparently he has. I'm not so sure on that one, referee. Thank God we scored two. I thought we were losing. I mean, we could do with the goals over here if you wouldn't mind sending some over for us. I'd love to see a few more goals. Still not sure the referee made the right decision on that one. But there is a free kick for Crystal Palace, and You Watch Me have just asked for some goals, and Crystal Palace go and score a wicked free kick. It'll be Eberechi Eze over the top of this free kick. It's about 25, 30, probably 35 yards out. Two-man war for Chelsea. Kepa in goal. It's very straight on, which might favour the Spanish goalkeeper a little bit more, but they're going to clip it in as a cross, and it's headed, looking to go back across the box. Thiago Silva. Oh, it's flapped out by Kepa, but there has been a foul in there on Kepa Arrizabalaga, and a Crystal Palace player does go down. It was a little bit different. I didn't quite expect that. They clipped it in towards Mark Gehi, half cleared by Thiago Silva, and then Joel Ward and I think it was James Tompkins, the combination of the two, give away a foul on Kepa. Good tackle there by Jordan Ayew. Southampton in big trouble. I know, what a turnaround. And so at Fulham, it's 4-0 to Newcastle United, and Fulham are in big trouble. Big trouble there. Wow. Just need a couple of goals in the Brentford-Bournemouth game, and that will be an exciting day of football to watch on Match of the Day later. It's been exciting so far. Newcastle look like they're home and hosed at 4-0 up against 10 man of Fulham. Ruben Loftus-Cheek is warming up for Chelsea. He's stripped and he's ready, actually. Ruben Loftus-Cheek. Let's see where he goes in and what changes that means for him. Fulham have been tripped up by Trippier. Very good mish. I don't even know who scored for don't know who has scored for them at the moment. Joe Willock's got an assist. Oh, of course, Bruno Guimaraes gets an assist when he gets taken out of my fantasy footy team. That's just typical, isn't it? But back to the football that we care about, and it is Jorginho, who is going to be coming off for Ruben Loftus-Cheek on 55 minutes. Thiago Silva takes the captain's armband, and that is Jorginho's day done. 35 minutes. Maybe a bit more creativity in that midfield with Loftus-Cheek. Maybe we're going to shift a formation to maybe more of a 4-2-3-1 and try and move ourselves a little bit further forward up the field. Is that more defensive? Is that more attacking? We will wait and see as Aubameyang rolls the ball into Havertz. Havertz drifts in, rolls it to Sterling. Sterling supported from Loftus-Cheek, cuts in on his right foot. Sterling, still Sterling, pulls it back and it's going to be driven at goal by Chilwell, and that's skied over the top of the crossbar from Ben Chilwell. High, wide, not at all handsome there from Ben Chilwell. And there's another injury for Crystal Palace. They're liking milking some of these injuries. Who's that? Mark Gehi this time. I'm not sure what happened there. Yeah, I'm really not sure what happened there. It didn't look like there was anything in it as he collided with Aubameyang. Ball rolled into Havertz, like I say, and then Sterling had some good feet, and then he just lost the ball away from him, rolled it off to Ben Chilwell, and Chilwell, usually so good from that kind of range, getting his knee over the ball. I had Tony on the bench when he scored a hat-trick. I had him in my team. I was very pleased with that one. I could do with, for a bet, I could do with Ivan Toney starting to score some goals. I most certainly could. I need a goal for Bournemouth and a goal for Brentford, and then Chelsea to score. And then that is literally nearly the whole bet done. And that would be £46. Which would be good. I wouldn't mind that whatsoever. I would not mind that whatsoever. I think it might have been, just looking at that replay, that Mark Gehi just had his ankle stood on by Pierre-Emerick Aubameyang. Is Aubameyang down the middle? It's hard to say curved, because it looks like they're playing more with a two up front. But Havertz has a bit more license just to sort of drop in and roam around as well. So it's kind of hard to say, and Liverpool have just scored. It's 3-2. It's 3-2. It's 3-2. That is unreal. That is unreal. How have Liverpool made that 3-2? What on God's green earth? Wow. Wow, 3-2 to Liverpool. What a comeback that is. What a comeback. Brighton looked like they were flying at 2-0 up. Adam Webster own goal. Unfortunate for the centre-half, but they happen. They do happen. Yeah, Aubameyang looks more like he's playing, I think the best way to describe it is in a two up front. But maybe the best way to say it is, yes, he is playing down the middle, but Havertz is sort of playing in behind, but joins him occasionally, and then drops in, drops out. So yeah, maybe say Havertz is taking up that more traditional central attacking midfield role. Roll back into Havertz now. Oh, come on, Kai. Come on, Kai. You need to be finishing these. Mason Mount did really well to run down the right-hand side. There is temporarily 10 men for Crystal Palace at this current moment in time. Temporarily 10 men on the field, as Mark Gehi is still off the pitch. Louis Diaz can have your kids. I'm not sure that's quite how it works, Fraser. But okay, I don't have kids. Is he just going to adopt them? Maybe. Own goal, yeah, that's a bit annoying. I've got him in my FPL team today, Louis Diaz. He made the cut for once. He made the cut. Sterling tries to wriggle out a little bit of room here. Good feet again by Michael Elise, and that's knocked forwards for up the pitch, and Elise's just been clipped again there. The Palace players, I'm not sure if Chelsea are just losing their head in terms of tackles, but the Palace players are in fact going down a bit more often than anticipated. It was a good reverse ball into Kai Havertz. He had 3 players in front of him. Am I being too critical of him there, Kai Havertz? Maybe he should have taken it first time. He takes that first touch. Maybe he should just swing a leg at it and hope he hits it. I'm not sure, though. I am not sure. Teammate Werner's just got man of the match. Did he score twice? He did. Nkunku got 2 and Werner got 2. Wow. Shame we couldn't have that at Chelsea. That would have been nice. Both of them. That's a good ball. Over the top by Reece James. Headed down by Loftus-Cheek. Clip forward, though, by Raheem Sterling, looking for the run of Pierre-Emerick Aubameyang. Good run there from Aubameyang. I guess that's the difference, isn't it? That is the difference between Aubameyang playing with Aubameyang up front and Lukaku, is that Chelsea actually look like they have someone who's going to make a run. And, well, really, the best way to say it is that is what they needed. That is most certainly what Chelsea needed. You look at last season, Lukaku wasn't willing to do the running. It was such an exciting signing, and that first game against Arsenal where Chelsea won 2-0, Reece James scored, and the play was fantastic. Even though Lukaku didn't quite get himself on the score sheet and didn't get himself firing, but from there on he didn't really look like troubling anyone. And Aubameyang, even when he's not in the game, not nicking the ball back, not putting in that defensive work rate, which is fair enough, but even when that's all happening, you saw earlier, split moment decision, he finds the back of the net. And I never had that feeling that, if the ball falls to him in the box with Lukaku, or even with Havertz, I don't have that feeling that it's going to go in the back of the net. More often than not, I think, it's not in. Whereas if it falls to like a Salah or someone like that, you expect it to happen. Beautiful red sunset here in London, Sam. Right. Nice one, curved. Trying to get a rise out of me. Well, you've won. But we've also won 2 Champions Leagues, so definitely a blue sunset. Definitely blue. It's always blue skies there. Tyreek Mitchell drops the... That being said, I could do with a goal right now. Chelsea, of course, need to, if they do have aspirations of a title, need to make the most of the fact that Spurs dropped some points earlier on, and that, it is a Manchester derby this weekend. The opportunity for Manchester City to drop some points is definitely there. Good tackle from Reece James, flicked over by Kovacic. Good touch by Aubameyang there. See, that is what I mean about Aubameyang. It's the small little things. It really is the small little things with Aubameyang that you really notice. And like that, I don't think Lukaku goes for that. And he's kept the ball in play. Yes, at the moment we haven't done anything. But if we get a corner from this, then that's all because of the fact that Aubameyang ran, got the ball, brought it down nicely. And that just wasn't going to happen. It just wasn't going to happen with Romelu Lukaku up front. And, he can hold the ball up quite well as well. Aubameyang, he's got that pace as well when he needs it. And at the minute, he looks like he's using it in the right areas as well. An important part of a striker getting older is the ball's been given away here by Gator, and there's a bit of pinball here really, ball bouncing off a few players, trying to get the ball down. But that's the important part when you've got an older striker. Look at how Jamie Vardy adapted, particularly last season, in that Brendan Rodgers style. I've never wound you up before, Kev. No, you've never wound me up. No, you never have. You're lovely, Curved. You're lovely. Like and subscribe, people. Help Sam out. Yes, do be sure to smash that like button and do hit subscribe as well if you are new around here. And, if you like me, I do have a TikTok account as well where I upload weekly. And I also have a Instagram account which is also uploaded to as well, both under the name of Sam Redgate-Large, for you to go and check out if you do enjoy. Here is Aubameyang, who finds Ben Chilwell into Mateo Kovacic. Loftus-Cheek into Kovacic once more. Chilwell. Kovacic is going to switch it over. Lovely ball from Kovacic into Reece James. Reece James finds Havertz in the box. Havertz, can he twist and turn and get a shot off? No, he can't. He tries to be unselfish and roll the ball into Loftus-Cheek, and he maybe should have just taken a quick snapshot and scored. And again, that's what I mean. Aubameyang had that quick snapshot, scored instantly. That is a striker for you. This is what happens when you've got an attacking midfielder. Don't get me wrong, I think Havertz is growing and I think he's impressing at the moment. But he is just still finding his feet here, Kai Havertz. The question is with Kai Havertz, I know he's 23. How many seasons do you give him when you've spent 72 million on him without a good goal return? Let's see where he is at the end of this season, and then a decision should be made, especially if Nkunku comes in, hits the ground running and does better than Havertz. Then you're wondering, look, we need to get rid of someone anyway, and Havertz would be you can still get a good rate and cash in on him as Mount looks to clip that one forward towards Aubameyang. At the minute, I think Chelsea have just got too many high profile players who aren't world class, and that's almost hindering Chelsea. Too many high profile players who aren't world class, and so it's hard to displace them unless you go for someone who's a top player. But then there's room to improve on them. So you go, right, yeah, we can sell them. And then you've got to gamble and try and get someone who's a top player. Not many teams will sell a top player to Chelsea for any particular reason. Sterling came to Chelsea, but maybe that's because Pep saw something that Chelsea hadn't quite seen. Only time will tell. He's made a good start, though, to his life at Chelsea Football Club. Raheem Sterling, of course, got the goal in the opening game for Graham Potter in the Champions League a few weeks ago, just before the international break, and has scored a brace as well for Chelsea and a couple more goals as well. So he's made a good start to life at Stamford Bridge. Very accustomed, of course, to the Premier League, Raheem Sterling, having played at Manchester City and Liverpool. Of course, started his youth career at QPR as well. Here is Mateo Kovacic into Mason Mount, back into Loftus-Cheek, who I don't think he was quite intending to hit the ball that hard at Kovacic, but he brought it down perfectly. Here is Reece James into Ruben Loftus-Cheek. Drops it into Reece James. Looking for the ball into Aubameyang's feet, and his pass just wasn't quite good enough that time around there, Aubameyang. The link-up play and the play from Chelsea is much better, I must say. You can see a clear change in the way that Chelsea are playing. That's a great ball in towards Mason Mount, and it's Ben Chilwell, or was it Kai Havertz there, arriving at the back post. But it was a good ball in, took a bit of a deflection. The initial ball to find Mason Mount is good, though. That's what Chelsea seem to be bringing to the table at the moment. They seem to be having that option on the right-hand side to really, I think the best way to say is to swap players around and switch the play. Like, everyone seems to be moving about in terms of the attacking foursome, and then they're able to switch that play as well, which makes Crystal Palace have a lot of questions. Just over 20 minutes left on the clock here. Let's see is anyone going to come home with a full 3 points here. Both sides very evenly matched at the moment, despite Chelsea's possession stat being much higher. That's 73% in the first half. Oh, that's a poor mistake there from Tyreek Mitchell into Raheem Sterling. Good defending there by James Tompkins, who saw the pullback. I believe it was Mason Mount arriving late there. Havertz has been lucky to be a Chelsea player. He is kind of, at the moment, still living off the Champions League final. Had he not scored the goal in the Champions League final, I think he wouldn't be here right now in this Chelsea side. And I'm not afraid to say that. I am not afraid to say it whatsoever, because you look at Werner. Werner's gone, and for me, Werner was the harder worker, and he looked like the one who was more likely to score. And he's gone back to Leipzig. So, you know, he's definitely still a little bit living off the moment. Let's see what he does this season. Like I say, though, Curves. Let's see what he does this season. If he can get himself a goal here, like he did against England for Germany, then we will definitely be counting our chickens. What a finish that was, by the way. What a finish that was. First Premier League match as Chelsea head coach for Graham Potter. I think he'll be a little bit disappointed with the way that Chelsea have started or been in this game for, well, particularly that first 20 minutes. But he will have wanted a much more straightforward first day at the Premier League office. Elise. Zaha into Elise once again. Pulls it back to Zaha. Good save there by Kepa, and it's cleared up the field by Reece James. It was a snapshot from the edge of the box for Wilfried Zaha. It was a decent effort and some good play from Michael Elise to create the space, but that's always what they've got. That's always the action of what they've got here. Chelsea look like they're playing a 4-2-3-1 at the moment, with Mount in behind Pierre-Emerick Aubameyang, and Havertz and Sterling swapping over consistently, trying to keep the fullbacks alert and alive. I'm surprised we don't put, with the pace of Raheem Sterling, surprised we don't just put him on Joel Ward and be like causing problems, get him to run in behind. But maybe the physicality of Joel Ward is what has kept Raheem Sterling quiet at this moment in time. All he needs is a snapshot, though. Here is Joel Ward going down this right hand side into Wilfried Zaha. 71 minutes on the clock. Zaha drifts into space, rolls it through to Eze. He may have been offside there, but Kepa comes out really quickly and launches himself onto the ball. Really well played there by the Spanish international. He might just have been offside there, Eberici Eze, as the ball was rolled forward. Just watching the chance again for Zaha just before Elise just rolled the ball to the edge of the box. He was relatively unmarked, you know, Wilfried Zaha, as he wandered in towards the edge of the box. That's a great ball from Loftus-Cheek there, as Chelsea look to launch an attack of their own with Ben Chilwell. Mateo Kovacic trying to twist and turn his way away from Michael Elise. I've been, like I keep saying, I've said it multiple times in this game, I've been very pleased. I say pleased. I've been very impressed, is probably the better word, with the performances of Eze and Michael Elise, at the detriment to Chelsea's performance so far. They've been absolutely fantastic. The two of them really looking to drive forward and create from that midfield, offering from deeper as well, and that is an important part of the game. There will be a substitution here, and it will be Eberici Eze who's going to be coming off, and it looks like Jeffrey Schlupp is the man who's going to be coming on, former Leicester City player, of course. He will be making way for Eze. Maybe just some fresh legs in that midfield, a bit more pace, and maybe someone with a bit more of a defensive mind. Of course, Jeffrey Schlupp has kind of played everywhere in his career at the moment. He's played in central midfield, he can play on the left, he can play at left back, he can play in left wing. So a diverse player to bring on, and Chelsea have a few players stripped and ready. I think I've just seen Conor Gallagher getting warmed up for the Chelsea Blues as we work our way into the final 15 minutes of the game. Definitely seen Conor Gallagher warming up. I don't know who else was in there. Looks like it's Armando Broja, or Broja, however you would like to pronounce it, who will also be coming on. So Chelsea going all out to try and get themselves a win. Interested to see, though, who they take off, as Ben Chilwell looks to take a long throw. It's flicked on there by Ruben Loftus-Cheek, but headed clear, and Crystal Palace able to clear the ball only as far as Reece James, though. Good feet from Ben Chilwell. Deemed to have not been a foul, though. Might be an opportunity to counter-attack, but Thiago Silva nicks the ball back. Here is Raheem Sterling, trying to find a bit of room to move into. Drags Joel Ward out, drops it into Aubameyang, I believe that was, going out onto that right-hand side. Here's Sterling into Mason Mount, who shoots, and it was a shot on the turn. It was probably the right idea, but he may have had other options on there, the young Englishman. He may have had other options on there, and that will be Aubameyang's last interaction with this game. Weird way for me to phrase that one. That will be his last interaction with this game. And Kai Havertz as well will be coming off for Chelsea for Conor Gallagher. So Armando Broja is going up front by himself. Let's see what he can do. The former Southampton man, of course, spent a season out on loan. And it is a return for Conor Gallagher, of course, who gets a ovation here from the Crystal Palace fans, having scored 8 goals with 3 assists last season in 34 Premier League appearances on loan at Crystal Palace. It's a good reception and a warm reception as well, which is good. No hard or harsh feelings there for Conor Gallagher on his return to Selhurst Park this season. But that will change up the way that Chelsea are playing. Let's see where Conor Gallagher fits in here. Is he going to go into that number 10 role and Mason Mount maybe go out onto the right? Let's see. Only time will tell. Loftus-Cheek into Reece James, who finds Conor Gallagher, who at the minute has just started off in that number 10 role. Let's see if there's any nerves there as well from Conor Gallagher. Of course, the fans that beloved him and sang his name last season. Let's see if he's feeling the nerves with under the spotlight, as I'm sure he deserves to be this season. 8 goals, 3 assists, like I say, last season. A very good performance from Conor Gallagher last season for a bit of a breakthrough season for Conor Gallagher. Reece James finds Raheem Sterling into Wesley Fofana. All the way back to Thiago Silva now. 1-2 with Mason Mount into Mateo Kovacic, who can now turn and face the defenders. Out wide to Ben Chilwell, who's going to whip in a ball there. Raheem Sterling wandering in towards that back post, and it's just slightly overhit that cross from Ben Chilwell, and that'll go out of play for a Crystal Palace goal kick. Whew. Just take a minute to breathe, ladies and gents, whilst Gator takes this goal kick. Could be in for an intense final 13 minutes or so. Who will get a winner, if anyone? 558 total passes with an 89% pass accuracy for Chelsea. They've dominated possession, but in terms of chances created, they still haven't really created too many clear-cut opportunities. Like I say, that goal from Aubameyang, just a snapshot. That's great feat, though, from Conor Gallagher. Maybe he's full of confidence, knows how to play against these players, having played in training against them all of last season, but he is only one man. Here's Mateo Kovacic driving the ball out. Good play from Kovacic. 1-2 between Reece James and Raheem Sterling. Sterling's just slightly overhit that, and that's a fantastic tackle. If there ever was a tackle to praise from the opposing defender, that was it from Mark Gehi. A great tackle, nicked the ball away, and out for a Chelsea throw-in deep inside the Crystal Palace half. It's 3-3. Brighton have just equalised. Brighton have just equalised against Liverpool. It is 3-3, ladies and gents. What a roller coaster they are going on at Anfield. What a roller coaster. Can't even see where the Liverpool game is on here. There's so many games. I'm going to have to watch that one tonight or tomorrow on Match of the Day. I tell you what a start. What a game. This is why we love the Premier League, though, ladies and gents, isn't it? So hard to call. Every game so far has been so hard to call. Leandro Trossard has scored a hat-trick at Anfield. There are not many players that can say that, but Leandro Trossard is now one. He has scored a hat-trick at Anfield. Team of the week inbound for any of you FIFA players out there. Everton still lead 2-1 following that quick-fire 2 goals in 2 minutes. Well, I guess 3 goals in total of the game in 5 minutes, but 2 goals in 2 minutes for Everton have put them in the lead. Newcastle United are 4-0 up still at Fulham with 2 goals from Miggy Almiron. Joe Willock getting 2 assists as well. Other goals coming from Callum Wilson and Sean Longstaff. Obviously it's 1-1 here as well, and then like I say 3-3 at at Anfield, with Trossard scoring a hat-trick, Firmino with 2 goals and an own goal from Webster as well. Is that a foul? I wasn't sure on that one. Wilfried Zaha was definitely appealing for it. And of course, in the early kickoff as well, if he did miss that one earlier, the opening goal from Partey was an absolute fantastic strike into the top corner. Harry Kane then equalised from the penalty spot, but a red card to Emerson Royale following a goal from Gabriel Jesus eventually put the game to bed, and Arsenal scored their 3rd of the day to win that one 3-1. We're still waiting for a winner here as we go into the final 10 minutes. Just the touch on Kepa Arrizabalaga today. Has he been good? Yeah, he's not been too bad. He's not looked... He looks a bit more full of confidence, and I think bringing in Edouard Mendy is inadvertently, I know he's the world's most expensive goalkeeper, Kepa Arrizabalaga, but that's such a massive sort of tag to have on you there. That's a bit of a poor pass back to Armando Broja. There might be an attack here as well for Crystal Palace. They look so good going forward at the minute. Crystal Palace. Here is Wilfried Zaha trying to get the better of Ben Chilwell. It's rolled across the box, and oh my God, thank God for Wesley Fofana that time. If there was a Crystal Palace striker in there, that would have been a tap in from 2 yards out. Come on, Chelsea. Let's get the ball forward as Conor Gallagher pings one, looking long towards Armando Broja. James Tompkins, calm as you like there. I tell you what. Might not be the quickest, but he did really well there. Reece James, fantastic touch to get that one down. He's being closely marked by Jordan Ayew. Loftus-Cheek finds Kovacic. Come on, Chelsea, let's up it. Final 10. Into Mount. Mount into Sterling. Sterling, can he get around? The first touch was a little bit too heavy. Had half a yard off it, that final touch there, as he ran into the box. I think it might have been a different question. It might have been a different story, you know. The chance just eludes Sterling there with his first touch there. 4 goals for Raheem Sterling in all competitions so far this season. He started well, but we could do with one of those goals this season. We've seen how many goals he can score when he's in the right places at the right time for Manchester City. He was so important a few seasons ago, scoring late goals for Manchester City. Can he be important for Chelsea right now? Let's hope so. Elise down the line here to Wilfried Zaha. Zaha skips past Thiago Silva. The first shot across is blocked and it's flicked in. Oh my gosh, I had no clue where that was. The second cross flicked up and just looped up. Obviously, I'm sure Kepa was a bit more confident than I was because he could see the trajectory of the ball. But it looked like it was on its way in. Let's watch it again as Wilfried Zaha looks to clip the ball in. It cannons off Thiago Silva. And I tell you what, I'm not sure Kepa knew quite where that one was going as it went out of play for a throw-in eventually. We have got 2 more substitutions then on their way. Mateta is going to be coming on, and Mason Mount is coming off as well for Christian Pulisic. I've not seen who else is coming off for Crystal Palace yet. Mateta and Will Hughes are the 2 stood by Patrick Vieira, ready and waiting to come on. Will Pulisic, the LeBron James of football. Will he be the man? It's Odson Edouard who's come off for Jean-Philippe Mateta. So, like for like in that situation. And Mason Mount, of course, has come off for Christian Pulisic, as I just mentioned. And then Will Hughes is also going to come onto the field of play. And it's going to be Decore who is coming off. Like I say, a player who you might not have noticed, but he fills in the spaces and he makes it really difficult for anyone to get past. And Will Hughes has about 7 minutes or so here to try and make something of this game for himself. Try and get himself in the good books of Patrick Vieira. It is a Crystal Palace corner. Mateta is huge, isn't he? Jesus, Mateta is huge. He's like he looks massive stood next to Conor Gallagher. I know Gallagher's what, 5'9", 5'10", but he looks absolutely humongous. Oh, Fulham have got themselves a nice little consolation goal in the Newcastle game, which has screwed my FPL, so thank you for that. Thank you very much for that. I would have happily taken the clean sheet points. Brilliant. Thank you, Newcastle. Thank you very much. It's typical, isn't it, really? It is typical. Five minutes left on the clock. Tyreek Mitchell throws the ball in. Here's Mitchell again. It comes back out to him. Clipped in there looking... has that gone out? It has gone out, and it's gone out for a corner, allegedly. Kepa was willing to play on there. I don't think he realised quite that it had gone out, but the referee and the linesman clearly saw differently. 5 minutes left, ladies and gents. If you haven't already and you are enjoying, do be sure to smash that like button and do hit subscribe as well for us. I'll keep you up to date with everything going on at Selhurst Park at the moment, and of course there'll be more weekly Formula 1 and football content on its way for you. Whipped in by Elise, and that was a golden opportunity there for Jean-Philippe Mateta. He maybe should have done better with that header. Should be at least hitting the target there as he rises up above the crowd, a little bit free when he's being marked there. He manages to trip over his own player and then still win the header. Mightily impressive how he's managed to do both at the same time, but somehow he has, as Jordan Ayew was on the floor. Fofana. Oh, I can hear the ice cream van. Is it not a bit late in the season for this? I'm not sure that is ice cream van season. Interesting. I mean, it's always a good time for ice cream, but ball knocked along there. Something's got to give here. Surely there's one more opportunity for either Palace or Chelsea as we edge closer to the end of this game. Surely there's one more opportunity. I'm hoping it falls Chelsea's way. That would be the dream for me right now. Kovacic drives into some space. Oh, good defensive play though by Mateta. And Kovacic apparently deemed to have found Elise as he got himself up, and he's got himself in the book as well there, Mateo Kovacic. Could do with the play flowing just a little bit better. Mateta, is it who gets back in? It is Mateta. And then let's just see what Kovacic does. He falls over and he just grabs Elise's foot as he goes to move out the way. I mean, to be fair, I'm not sure the initial grab was actually, there was too much he could do because he fell and his arm sort of fell round him. As he fell like that, he sort of went round him. But then he did just grab him and keep him there. So, yeah, swings and roundabouts, definitely. Oh, God. Tompkins knocks one forward from that free kick then. Come on, Pulisic, let's see something from you. I've been so disappointed with Pulisic over the last season or so. I had such high expectations after, what was it, the first season? He scored like 11 goals, and then we had lockdown Pulisic, where I was like, oh, what a time, what a time. Afternoon, Max, how are we doing, mate? How are we doing? Just over a minute left of regular time on the clock. What can Chelsea do? Can they wriggle themselves into some space? Can they get themselves a goal? Is that a free kick? It is. Ben Chilwell knocks it back. Don't know why I turned into a cog there. Is that a free kick? Here's Wesley Fofana into Loftus-Cheek. Flicks it to Conor Gallagher. Ben Chilwell has support from Pulisic on this left-hand side. Pulisic, good feet, drops it back to Conor Gallagher. Gallagher shoots! Oh! Conor Gallagher, take a bow, my son! In his old stomping ground, has scored a goal of the month contender. What a strike from Conor Gallagher! Oh my gosh! And it's Chelsea 2, Crystal Palace 1. What a finish that is from Conor Gallagher! Stunned silence around Selhurst Park. Gallagher refuses to celebrate, but what a finish! He will celebrate that one in the changing rooms later. I tell you what, when he's away from Selhurst Park, what a finish that is from Conor Gallagher. Takes it onto his right foot and he bends it in the top corner. What a finish and what a return for the young man. What a goal that is, Conor Gallagher. Take a bow, my son. What a finish. Unbelievable finish. And of course it had to be Conor Gallagher. Of course it did. On his return to Selhurst Park, the place where we spent so many happy games last season, scoring 8 goals with 3 assists last season. What a finish that is from Conor Gallagher. And he might just, right at the death, won the game for Chelsea. What a finish, Conor Gallagher. What a finish. And afternoon to Timothy. I'm absolutely stunned with that finish. Absolutely stunned. It was fantastic. What a goal, Conor Gallagher. What a goal, my son. What a goal. Oh my gosh. That is what we needed. That is what we needed. What a finish. Pulisic now into Chilwell, who tries to clip the ball in once again. Chelsea, can we just hold on now? Let's not make the same mistakes we made against Spurs earlier on in the season. Oh my, what a finish. Oh my word, what a finish that is from Conor Gallagher. Just when you needed it, it was out of nothing. It really was out of nothing, I tell you what. Unbelievable finish. Unbelievable, if you ask me. I don't know if I've said it, but it was a great finish. Jesus, man. Jesus. Oh, I need to calm down. I can feel my heart beating. God, I'm such an old man. I'm such an old man. What a finish, Conor Gallagher. Take a bow, my son. Thoughts on Aubameyang? It's a difficult one, isn't it, Aubameyang? Voice crack. Aubameyang. Oh, you're winning now. Yes, we are. And it was a corker, Mish. It was a corker. But yeah, Aubameyang today he's done his job. He really has done his job. Split moment decision. Smacked it in the back of the net. He did his job. It was a fantastic finish from him as well. A really good finish from him. Not on the same level, of course, as what we've just seen from Conor Gallagher, but a really, really good finish. Really good finish. And, you know, Aubameyang, that's just what we needed. It's what we needed last season, Max, is that keen eye for a goal and someone who's going to pop up at the right times and score important goals, just like Gallagher did then, but on a regular, frequent basis, who you can back. When he's in the box, he's going to score. Oh, just over a minute left. Mish is getting ready for a meal out. Very nice, Mish. Enjoy. A minute of added time away from Graham Potter's first win away from home, and it's been a roller coaster so far. It has been an absolute roller coaster so far, but we're about a minute away from sealing the first 3 points of the Graham Potter era for Chelsea. And of course, it was Crystal Palace's golden boy of last season who has put Chelsea ahead. You can't write it. You cannot write it as Armando Broja runs himself into the corner to try and hold up the ball. We've got about 20 seconds left. Thank you to Leng Seng, who has just subscribed. Thank you very much to you. Thank you very, very much. And how long have we got left? Have we got much time left? Blow the whistle, referee. We've got 7 seconds. Pulisic, hoof it. He has. He's hoofed it up the field. Come on. Come on. No. Blow the whistle. Blow the whistle. Hallelujah. Woohoo. Chelsea are back to winning ways, and I know I probably celebrated that way too much. But what a finish that is from Conor Gallagher. Crystal Palace find themselves now back down in 16th. Gallagher does rock. You are most certainly correct, Leng. You most certainly are correct. Bradford won 2-1, so F1 Prime must be happy. And Mish says, I live in Plymouth, Max, near the stadium. Nice, nice. Max loves a little bit of Plymouth, so good stuff. But what a game. What a finish to that game. That is what I needed. That's what we needed. That is most certainly what we needed. That was a delicious finish from Conor Gallagher. Oh my gosh. What a finish, Conor Gallagher. I've said it too many times, and I don't think I can say it again. I think I need to find a new dictionary to get some more words, because it was a brilliant finish from Conor Gallagher. It just takes your breath away. You sit there and you look at that. It was a beautiful finish. Beautiful finish. Honestly, man. Honestly. But it was a game of, it was a game very much of two halves. The first half, particularly the first 20 minutes, it was almost a game of two halves inside the first half, if you will. So first 20 minutes, completely dominated by Crystal Palace. Second 20 minutes, Chelsea got into it following Thiago Silva nearly getting himself sent off. But then from even in that second half felt like the momentum was shifting and chopping and changing quite a lot. And potentially it was a 1-1. It should have been a 1-1 draw, in terms of how the game played out and how the opportunities fell. But Gallagher's got a worldie. Aubameyang's been clinical. And that is what Chelsea needed last season. That is what we needed last season. And I think that's what Tuchel needed as well. And, Potter's come in, and I still think this result would have been the same had that happened. But we talk about football. Football is a game of sliding door moments. And that Thiago Silva handball is definitely a sliding door moment for me. Personally, I think it's a foul from Ayew anyway. But if it's not a foul, is it not a red card? It's a deliberate handball. Is it not a red card? And, Crystal Palace fans will sing from the back, and they will talk about that all day, and they will say that is part of the reason that they have lost today. And it can be. It definitely can be. It's, this is the cruel world that football is. Things change so quickly, and today it's changed, and it's on a knife edge and changed perfectly for Chelsea at the right time with Thiago Silva. And Thiago Silva gets the assist for that first goal, and consistent, puts in a great performance today. Conor Gallagher, of course, with that phenomenal finish as well. They can't really do much, Crystal Palace. They can't do much to change the Conor Gallagher situation with that finish. Look, yeah, they can close him down a little bit sooner. Yes, there's an argument there. Definitely. But it's a worldie. That happens. These goals happen in football. But that was the guts and the determination which I've been rambling on about. And if anyone's a subscriber of mine who's been around for a few weeks, few months sort of thing, you will know I've been talking about Chelsea and that attitude problem that they seem to have. And today, it didn't look like, when they went 1-0 down, it didn't look like they switched off. And that for me is really positive. And I think that's where the difference has risen. Maybe it's because part of it might be because, new manager, need to impress, want to get myself in the team. Fantastic opportunity for every player to get themselves in a team. But it's so, I don't know, it's just so nice to have that change of attitude and that change of look. It's been a really hard season so far for Chelsea. And who knows, maybe that is the upward spiral for us. Let's have a look. I am going to head off in a moment. Forgot to turn the timer off in the top corner. But I am going to head off in a moment. So thank you to everyone who has watched along. And if you are new, do be sure to subscribe if you've enjoyed that. I've enjoyed that. Diego Costa on the bench for Wolves as well today. Redgate Plymouth massive. Absolutely. That seems to be you and Max there, Mish. Good stream, mate. Bye. No worries, F1 Prime. Can't wait for the last part of F1 and football equivalent. Oh yeah, I didn't upload the 5th version of that. It is over on my SRL Sport channel on Instagram. Or if you have TikTok, you can find me as well over there. All of my stuff is on TikTok, so if you want to follow me on there, and yeah, you can message me and stuff as well on there, which is a bit easier. But I am going to leave you guys there. It has been, honestly, it's been pulling at my heartstrings all day today. I was fuming when we conceded because it was some dodgy defending. Don't get me wrong, still massive question marks around some of Chelsea's defending, how they're going to line up when Cucurella comes back, and if Nkunku is coming to Chelsea as well, which has been a huge rumour coming out of the rumour mill over the last sort of 48 hours or so. There's huge question marks around this Chelsea team still, but that for me was a step in the right direction with that attitude. The attitude change was better. It was much, much better, and they improved quite a lot as a result of that. So I am going to leave you guys there. If you have enjoyed, like I say, do be sure to smash that like button and do hit subscribe as well for weekly Formula 1 and football content as well. And most importantly, guys, as always, stay safe.